All right, guys. All right, guys. Nvidia all the way up to 224s today. The spot all the way up to 400 plus right now. Uh, Again, we'll see if it continues. Today we have GDP data coming out. Hey, what's up, John? My guy. Thank you, man. Hey, I appreciate you joining your mornings with us, man. But yeah, green on Google, green on Ford, green on Microsoft, probably more than anything today. We're pretty close to break even on Microsoft now, too. Like if Microsoft keeps pumping up, then we'll be green on it. Hey, what's up, Kevin? What's up, Shadow? I mean, people just like, I literally called this bounce. But no, I appreciate that, man. Uh we're gonna do a poll here regarding the GDP data. What's up, Beach? All right, vote on that poll. We got the poll live. Yeah, the top three in the world for sure. Definitely top three. Uh all right, guys. All right, guys. We're up, man. Hold on. Let me wake up. Ah, that's my jaw. I forgot about my jaw. Sorry. All right, this side. We're up. All right. All right, guys. Ford at 1220s. What's up, Mansoor, Ron, DS, Beach. All right, guys. So yeah, Ford is up, Google up, Microsoft is up. Um, and we literally called this, man. I knew I said it on Thursday, but we had to pay somebody to post it because we were absolutely right. Again, if you want to see um, what we said, All right, guys, we are up to 254s on Microsoft right now. Our average price is 255s, so we're close. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Kenny. We'll put a timer up in a second. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm kind of waking up a little bit. I think my mic's plugged in already. Does it sound bad? Sorry, I'm a little bit raspy today. All right, we're in. Is that better? Listen, I probably just got to pull it a little bit closer here. Make sure it's plugged in. It should be. It's connecting to the StreamYard program thing. Bro, what's up with Mullen delivery them cars? You think it'll bounce from 25? No, I don't know, man. All right, so GDP is expected to show up today at 2.9%. Last time it was 3.2%. So if we show up at 2.9% today, it's going to be less than last time. And that's good. I think the market's going to want a lesser GDP report. So I think the market wants less. All right, SPY right around 400s. And again, that's exactly what we called yesterday, man. Yeah, maybe GDP. I don't know what GDP is going to be like. Again, expectations are for 2.9%. Y'all can hear the music, correct? You should be able to. Eddie Murphy is trending. All right, so Eddie Murphy is trending because he made a video, and I kind of agree with the video, to be honest here. I mean, what Eddie Murphy said, he said 75 years, that's how much time you'll get if you're lucky. 75 years, 75 winters, 75 spring times, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look like it, it's not a lot of time, is it? Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and go back to what's important now. Is what he says right now, this very second. I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You could be loving more. You could be taking some chances. You could be living more. You could be spending more time with your family. You could be getting in touch with the part of you instead of fears, instead of hate. And Eddie Murphy, guys. Eddie Murphy's one of my favorite comedians, man. He really is. Bro, it's supposed to be instrumentals. This ain't instrumentals. Okay, there we go. Yeah, rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. You know, his Chappelle episodes were some of the funniest episodes you've ever seen, man. Rest in peace. Bro, House of the Dragon is good, Pawn, bro. If you haven't watched it, dude, like my best friend in the world, bro. He loves Game of Thrones, but he will not get into House of Dragon, bro. House of the Dragon is great, dude. You got to watch them. Like, if you have not watched them already, bro, they are so good, man. You got to watch it. Like, I almost like them more than the old Game of Thrones. Now, maybe that's just because they're recent and I'm watching them now as opposed to watching them 10 years ago. But I almost like them more than the old ones, you know? So they're good, man. House of Dragon is good. I don't understand the people who are like, oh, I couldn't get into it. I feel like they're not giving it a chance. Like, watch House of Dragon, bro. It's so good, man. Like, it's good, man. Yeah, so we do have some earnings today as well, guys. Just to put this into perspective, we do have some earnings today. Specifically, we got Baba earnings this morning. Alibaba earnings. We'll put that up, actually. Yeah, we got Baba earnings today. Forgot about Baba earnings this morning. All right, guys. Yeah, today we got GDP. We got Baba earnings. Baba earnings are dropping in like 20 minutes. Yeah, Baba earnings in like 20 minutes here, guys. To be honest, I felt the same. Huge fan of that world. Paid $20 to get the channel. 2 episodes in. Yeah, but bro, here's the thing. Okay, here's what it really is. All right. I feel like it's been so long since the old Game of Thrones that people forget how they started off too, bro. The old ones were super slow in the beginning, man. You basically followed around like a errand guy for the king and Ned Stark, and you basically had to just kind of sit around and watch the family drama. Like, that's basically what this is. Like, people forget that, like, what makes Game of Thrones good is character development, what that means is that the first couple episodes are going to be slow. Why are they slow? Because they got to build the characters, man. It takes a little bit of time. In order for the, Game of Thrones is all about like surprise, deaths, really. In order for those deaths to be shocking, you got to care about the people it happens to, right? And the only way you care about what happens to them is if they actually build the characters up, which means that the first few episodes are going to be slow. Like, that's how it is. The first few episodes are going to be slow. But they're good, man. Like I said, they heat up, dude. The new ones are super good, bro. I was bummed it ended, man. Once they heat up, like once they build the characters and they start to let the story unfold, dude, they're good, man. Yeah, bearish or bullish on GDP data? Let me know. Williams live speech? Probably not, no. I do want to thank you guys. We broke 101,000 yesterday. Bro, I'm reading about poker right now. A lot of people are upset that like this guy is a lot of people are mad that this guy was like stalling at the end of one of these tournaments. But it's like, bro, I can't say I've never stalled before, dude. Like in a poker tournament, man. Like, bro, if I'm on the bubble and it's questionable whether I'm gonna cash and I can stall, oh, you better believe I'm letting my whole time run out between each hand, and then I'm folding most of the time. I'm folding or going all in and letting all my time burn at these. And again, don't blame me in that situation. They shouldn't blame this guy. They should blame the structure of the tournament that allows it to happen, Hey, what's up, Mimi? Hey, what's up, Raul? Yeah, hey, we broke 101K. I was never a big Star Trek guy, Ace. I was never a big Star Trek guy, bro. I was more of a Star Wars person. My dad was a Star Wars person. And like we weren't like fanboys or anything. Like I wasn't into it that. I mean, listen, I like Star Wars, but like at a certain point, it's a kid's show, so I'm not super like, I like Star Wars, but I'm not like a fanboy of it. I like the shows. I watch the shows with my daughter and the movies with my daughter, or at least I used to. She's kind of getting too old for it now. But Star Trek, they were good, but All right, guys. So, yeah, this will be fun, man. Bitcoin. Tesla's going to take off today to announce new Cali headquarters. Bro, didn't they just move to Texas, though? Oh, Matt Smith, dude. Matt Smith stole the show, too, man. I'm not rooting for a character more than I'm rooting for Matt Smith in the new Game of Thrones, bro. You know, as is most Game of Thrones shows, though, it's nuanced, man. Like, you don't really have, like, you're not really rooting super heavy for any side, you know? Okay, so it's a separate headquarters. So they're still keeping it in Texas. They're just moving to another one as well, it sounds like, right? All right, guys, GDP data comes out today, guys. GDP data drops today. So big data here. I'm ready. Man, I'm excited. Bro, I'm not going to say the name of this company, bro, the audacity of this company, bro. It's like another funded program, dude. They send me bot comments. They go to my comments and they say, hey, guys, and they send me obviously bots. Hey, guys, have you ever heard of X funded program? Oh, it's great. It's obviously bot comments, right? And so they're sending my comments. They're sending me fake comments. And then they have the audacity to email me saying, hey, guys, you want to join my... you want to join my funded account program and report us? It's like, no, bro, get out of me here, man. Like, they're going to burn bridges within the trading community. I said, never email again. The fact that your company sends bot comments to buy videos makes me never want to work with you again. Like, get out of here. You know? All right, so GDP. Yeah, it's good, Am. Hey, what's up, Shepard? What's up, Martin? All right, guys, so we're right at 400. Hey, what's up, Richard? What's up, Pawn? Hope you guys are doing good, man. What's good or bad for GDP? So higher GDP, my guess is this. Okay, my guess is this. Higher GDP will equal a negative market response. But again, I have no idea. I'm going to preface it all with, like, look, no idea what kind of reaction we're really going to get, and I can only speculate on this. Again, my guess is a higher GDP number is going to equal a negative market response and vice versa. A lower GDP report is going to equal a positive market response because, again, I think the market is still fearing inflation. And so with an inflation fearing market, we don't want to see GDP and economical growth. You know, if we see that, then it's going to mean prices are worse and people are going to fear that and the market's going to fall and tumble. Now, if we come in lower than expected for GDP, I think that's going to equal a positive response in markets. But again, I will state that this specific GDP release is very up in the air about, like, how the market is going to respond. We really don't know how the market's going to respond here. And so it's very up in the air about how the market's going to respond. Again, we did have Nvidia earnings come out yesterday. Here's the SPY. SPY is gapping up big today. And we've got Alibaba earnings dropping this morning as well. Alibaba gapping up to almost $98. So Alibaba earnings are coming out today. The expectations for that are for $2.28 per share in EPS on $35.48 billion in rev. Moderna is scheduled to drop theirs this morning, as well as Domino's Pizza, BBWI, Nikola, NKLA, Planet Fitness, Yeti, Wayfair, NetEase, PG&E Company, and a few other stuff. So we got some earnings dropping this morning too. Hey, what's up, Johnny Trades? What's up, Jimmy, Matt, Anonymous? Yeah, Nvidia with a huge rip. Nvidia was weird yesterday, though, bro. Like a lot of it. They were late, and then they did way better than expected and flew up. But they were late originally yesterday, so it was interesting. All right, guys. GDP today, team. Yeah, you see the reshare Johnny on Twitter. If an attractive girl DMs you about crypto or Forex, ignore him. Honestly, market's looking great today for me, man. Again, Google, we're pretty close to break even here. My average on Google is 92.60 roughly. Microsoft, my average is 255s. And so we are almost at 255s on Microsoft. Google is up to 92s already. So we're pretty close to break even on all our swings here. We start making another leg up. There's Baba. It looks like Baba might have released their numbers a little bit early here. So Keurig Dr. Pepper came out with some stuff too. But yeah, Baba. Alibaba posted adjusted profit of 279 ADS for the third quarter. They posted net of 260 per share. I will put these up on screen here. Alibaba ripping up on this data. Should be good for markets in general, I think. And what's up, Amir? Verification mark, yes, sir. Hey, we got it. Look at us, man. All right, so Alibaba Group, third quarter revenue came in at 35.97. GDP is at 830. We're going to get a timer up here so you guys can see this too. Let's see. So that is it is about 640. About an hour and 50 minutes, give or take. You know? Yeah, about an hour and 50 minutes here. We'll put this up right here. Here's the timer. Baba flying up though on pretty good data. You see the data at the bottom. So yeah, it should be getting pretty cool soon. All of the data is expected at 8:30 today, guys. Lucid, I bought some Lucid yesterday. Oh, I guess we got out of our Lucid. I bought it yesterday, and it looks like I sold it was the right move. I bought it at like $9. I sold it at like 920s or something like that. But it looks like I covered it already. I can't remember if I covered it or not. Baba's starting to pull back a little bit here. AMC at 640s. Apple 149.30. So we're watching that too. Okay, I got you, man. Hold on. All right, so GDP expectations are for 2.9%. We will put this up on the banner at the bottom. .9%. And Jobless claims are expected to show at jobless claims are expected to show up at 200K. Okay, so we got the whole scroller on the bottom of the screen that shows the expectational numbers for this. We also got to edit this a little bit. I think there we go. All right, so Baba consolidated here. Apple trying. Again, SPY is up almost a 401 today. So SPY is gapping up some, which is nice. Let me make sure we're monetized. I think we are. Honestly, it's been a fun year for the channel, man. We've grown a lot. Channel's grown crazy fast. You know, I appreciate you guys for sure. To put it bluntly, we're making, you know, more money than we used to. It just feels good, man. You know, because there's a period of time in this channel where we were really struggling, you know, and I was trying, not struggling, but like, I'll put it this way, when your channel is not growing as fast as you want it to, it's really hard to motivate yourself to work. You know, it really is. Like, to put it in perspective, like on YouTube, if you can get over like, you know, a couple hundred views per stream, or if you can get a couple hundred people there live simultaneously, then you could probably at least make 30 to 40 grand a year from that. So obviously, like with this stream, since I can get like 500 plus every stream, and like, you know, some streams hit, you know, 1, 2, 3,000 people here. Some streams hit 6, 7, 8,000 people here. Then, you know, we make pretty good money doing it. But it's still, whatever, it was slow. It was slow like early last year, early 2022, it was slow. And it was mostly because I was covering penny stocks, and you can watch most people at the time. Like, I didn't even trade penny stocks like that. Like, I would cover all the penny stock moves, and then I would trade the SPY. You know, I would trade the SPY. I would trade the E-mini. You know, I never even traded penny stocks like that because, again, I just didn't really believe in penny stocks like that. You know, I just didn't like them. You know, I thought investing in them was a sucker's game, and I thought day trading them was risky. You know, and I think what I think you'll notice is, like, once some traders trade penny stocks in the very beginning, but a lot of them, once they have a large enough account, they pivot to trading regular, you know, large caps. They stop trading penny stocks once they have a large enough account, and they do that for a reason. It's because penny stocks are the least consistent niche of stocks out there. They just are. They're just not super consistent. No, that's wrong. Good enough. So the last GDP report came in at 3.2%. So we're expecting lesser than last time, which I think will be a positive. And I think it's kind of what the market needs. Again, we need slowdown of growth, because economical growth is going to be interpreted as a negative thing. You might think higher GDP growth is going to be positive. It probably isn't. Again, we don't really know what kind of response we're going to get, but it's probably not positive. But yeah, it's probably not going to be positive. Yeah, Bob is already out with their earnings, and they're kind of moving back and forth. Yeah, Powell is the best stream partner. Ooh, man, that's cold, Richard. Y'all go check out Beach Bum's channel, man. He's got some great swing trading content, too. Speaking of swing trading, Beach Bum got some good swing trading content. I'll post this link. Y'all go sub to the man. You know, he's got some good content. He posted a video a couple days ago on how to find AI stocks. I'm going to link that video right now. Go check it out. Go watch it. Go sub to the man. Support the channel. You know, there's the link. And I do want to clarify, like this channel makes some money, you know, but we're not getting rich either. You know what I mean? There's actually a lot of expenses running a YouTube channel, you know. So the good thing is that I can write it off, but expenses add up. John, we need the Fed to go another. Yeah, I think the Fed will probably do 50 next month. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to be going on it on Friday, Dylan. I think I'm going to be on it on Friday. He invited me on the show on Friday, Dylan. So I think I'm probably going to show up over there Friday, as long as he hasn't confirmed it with me. But he offered me to come on Friday, so I'll probably. I told him I could make it. I haven't had the confirmation that it's set yet, but I'll probably be on there on Friday. 50 would be bearish. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a little bit different from what we were before. Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, man. Honestly, hilarious dude. You know, funny dude. Do you think gold will go up after GDP release? I don't know. It depends on what the data shows up as. Yes, Bitcoin crashing, bro. I hear a lot of people talking about Bitcoin's downfall. I mean, Bitcoin's down to like, 23, almost 24K. It's not down that much, man. Bro, with how people are talking, dude, I was thinking Bitcoin was like crashing down, like catastrophic drop at like 24K, just under 24K. I mean, it's not good, but it's not the end of the world, bro. I mean, Bitcoin's just consolidating right now. The fact that it's over 20K and it's starting to rebound is great, in my opinion. Yeah, PCE tomorrow as well. Big data coming out. So yeah, big data. It's a big day today, man. I'm excited. Bro, there's so many scammers, dude, in trading. Bro, I'm sorry, but if you fall for these scammers out here, these little 20-year-old day trading expert scammers, like y'all, I'm not gonna say y'all deserve it, but like these are just paper trading, man. You know, when I look at this stuff, man, I'm glad I ran the channel like I did, bro. I'm glad I run the channel like I did, man. You know, I could be, I'd rather just be real with people. And so in hindsight, man, I'm just glad I ran the channel like I did, man. I think it would be hard to, We scalping nonstop on 5 minute all assets. Hey, good luck, bro. I have no position for now. Hey, good luck, man. Lucid dip. Yeah, I cut my lucid trade yesterday. 50-50 pull. Interesting. No, it's not 50-50. It's 53-47 right now. They're usually pretty split. I mean, you got to think bull bears are pretty split down the middle. We got about 300 votes. Yeah, so you kind of see 53-47 out of 300 votes. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, verified through hard work and not paying. Yeah, hopefully you reach 200K. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, thank you, guy. Thank you, Alberto. I appreciate you, bro. We're going to keep the growth up, man. Again, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Today, we got the GDP data live at 8:30. That up on screen so you guys can see it. GDP data live at 8:30. Right, 100% no. That's my view of it as well, bro. Like, yeah, because like when I was covering penny stocks, bro, and again, like I used to trade penny stocks a long time ago. Like the first thing, I think what happens to most new traders, and again, y'all tell me if y'all agree with this, but I think what happens to most new traders, like when I first started trading back in like the 2016, 2017 time, I think most new traders, they start day trading, they research day trading. Tim Sykes pops up telling them about financial freaking freedom. Sorry. Tim Sykes pops up telling them about financial freedom, and then they just get stuck trying to get rich on penny stocks. Right? And they eventually figure out, like, hey, this is nonsense. And then eventually, sometimes they'll save up and put a larger account up, and they'll trade futures, or they'll trade Forex, or they'll move on to, like, a, you know. But when I first started trading, I traded penny stocks, man. I traded them for a while, you know. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that they were nonsense, and that most of the people making money in penny stocks were artificially pumping up low float penny stocks, you know, by front loading 30 minutes before they make the call. They buy up a really low float penny stock. They buy up, you know, 30,000 shares or whatever it is, and then they announce to their very large following that, hey guys, I'm buying an ABC penny stock. And then ABC penny stock shoots up 30%, and they cut it and leave the crash to happen on all their, you know, unsuspecting followers. That's usually what happens, to be honest, man. That's usually what goes down. It's like, you know, they fade, and then once the guru who's pumped up a low float penny stock to their following makes like 20 grand from it, then they flash that 20 grand trade, like, hey guys, look, I just made 20 grand, and then they sell them a day trading course where it's like, bro, y'all aren't going to be able to do that. Like, your followers are not going to be able to do that because you're pumping the stock up with your followers. Like, it's nonsense, man. You know, a lot of really big penny stock gurus do that. It's unfortunate, to be honest, but that's what they do. Hey, nice to be here. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Amir. Thank you, bro. All right, guys. Today, GDP data comes out. Also, because of the small float, you can get really big percentage gains or drops. Yeah, for sure, but they're not consistent, man, is the thing to understand. Like, the only way you consistently make money on that is by pumping them up to your following, and that's what a lot of these penny stock gurus do. Again, a lot of the penny stock gurus front load, and so they buy up a bunch of shares, and then they announce to their thousands of followers, hey guys, I just bought this stock, and then that pumps the stock up, and then they take the profit that they make from it and they flash it to their followers, and they say, hey, look how successful of a day trader I am. Buy my day trading course now, guys. And a lot of traders eat it up. They're like, oh wow, this guy's so consistent. It's like, yeah, because he's only targeting low float stocks. Like, genuinely look at the stocks that some of these guys follow and trade. They're literally only very, very small float manipulatable stocks. That's all they are. Tiny float manipulatable stocks. That's what they are, unfortunately. Um, all right, guys, the Dixie's falling down. The SPY is moving up. Baba came out with some earnings today. So Baba came out with some earnings today. We also had some other earnings dropping today as well. We've got, today is Thursday. I was off of my time. So yeah, today we got Baba, Moderna. We don't know when Moderna's dropping their numbers. We got Nikola dropping theirs at 9 a.m. We've got Planet Fitness came out with 53-cent profit EPS versus 47-cent expected. Yeti came in on as expected. NetEase came in worse than expected. PGE Corp came in worse than expected for EPS. Keurig Dr. Pepper came in worse than expected. But the market is somewhat moving up. Baba right around that 200 or that $100 level here, right around that. Yeah, I didn't mention any names. SS, brutal. I didn't mention any names, man. But the fact that you think you know what those traders are doing shows that you really don't, man. Like, you don't know what those traders are doing. They might tell you they're doing one thing, but like a lot of them are getting sued by the FTC and the SEC for millions of dollars. Why do you think that is? You know. And again, listen, truth hurts sometimes, man. And sometimes people who have followed these big time gurus for a long time, like they follow them for a long time, they're so desperate to believe them because they want to believe that they can earn financial freedom from it, that they just kind of criticize anybody that criticizes them, right? Which makes it so that they never actually hear the truth. They only hear what they want to hear, and they just get stuck deeper and deeper in that rabbit hole, you know what I mean, of nonsense from these gurus, man. And again, my job is to snap you out of it, you know. But I'm not being specific with any names. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be specific about the names. Okay, got you. But SS, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say he does do it, but I'm going to say you don't know what he's doing, man, to be honest. Again, look at the stocks that they target. They're only very low float manipulatable stocks. You know, they're only that. They're only stocks that you're able to front load into and manipulate, you know. Yeah, Nvidia, man, up big, man. Look at Nvidia over the last couple of days here. That thing has flown up. There's Nvidia up to 255. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, what I will say is, like, I get a lot, like, when you invest so much of your time into one niche, right? So I'm sure for a lot of people at home, if they've spent a lot of time learning penny stock trading, right, they might sit there and be like, man, you know, for what I'm saying is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. It's not really arguable. It's just facts, you know, as the young people say. It's facts. That's what it is. You know, it's the truth. Like I said, I've been trading every day, day trading, swing trading, investing every day for 6+ years now. I've seen how it goes. I know how it really goes. And that's how it really goes, you know. If consumer spending is only via credit cards, then it's a bad thing. Check to see if credit usage went up with consumer spending. Basically, just kicking a bad can down the highway. Yeah, again, I think we're still fearing inflation. So I think we're still in an inflation fearing market. You know, I think that higher GDP and economical growth will evoke a negative response in markets. Is what I think. No one's mining ETH anymore. Yeah, but mining, while it was a big part of their business, is not the only part of their business, you know, and they're going by, again, Nvidia, it's all relative to expectations, right? So Nvidia did better than expected in everything: guidance, projections, EPS, and revenue. They did better than expected on all those aspects. Nvidia, with that said, is starting to push up to 226 this year. 226 push on Nvidia. SPY is up to almost 400.7s. Hey, John, for those who like to invest for the long term, do you think it's better to wait for March data? I don't think next month's data matters if you're investing for long term, depending on what you consider long term. But what I will say, BABA just popped up. BABA's at 101.50s right now. It's probably going to drag some other stuff up with it. I don't think it matters too much if you're investing long term, Beatrice. I'm not going to tell you you should or shouldn't, but if you're genuinely holding for a long time, what happens next month doesn't matter. You know, and so it depends on what you consider long time, and I'm talking about like 5 years plus. If you're investing for that long, then what happens, you know, in March doesn't mean much, you know, because when you zoom out, it should still be fine. All right, guys, Nvidia broke 226 up to 226.50 now, 226.50. All right, guys. So again, SPY up to almost 400.8. Let's watch 401s. It's right there. Nvidia pumping up to 226.30s now as well. Just dragging everything else up. Microsoft, Ford, Google, all starting to move up more today. And again, we got a chance to go pretty green on our swing trades. Look at the SPY hit 400.8s right now. 400.8s. Nvidia had earnings yesterday, Rain. So Nvidia had earnings yesterday, which came in much better than expected on everything. Better than expected EPS, better than expected sales, better than expected guidance. So yeah, they just had much better numbers than expected. But yeah, GDP data today. We're up really nicely in our swing trades, to be honest, today. So what about Lyft? Am I still green on Lyft? Okay, we're break even on Lyft, completely break even. All right, guys, Nvidia up there at 226 this year. BABA up to 101s here. We got the SPY up to 400.6. Yeah, Nvidia flying. Dollar index keeps giving up. Yeah, there's going to be an inverse correlation. So the Dixie's probably fallen with market strength and vice versa. Because I just added this chart. I can add it. A lot of the time I'm putting up the VWAP and the 200 EMA here. There we go. Yeah, a lot of people are liking the retweet I did. If an attractive girl DMs you about crypto or Forex, ignore him. 100%, man. All right, guys. Nvidia pump it up at 226s. SPY at 400.6. All right, guys. Nvidia right around 226. I kind of want to buy the dip, but I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to buy the dip yet. We're just going to hang out now. Anything else good today? What do we got good going on today? SPY pulling back over 400. We called this bounce, guys. All right, guys. So Nvidia up there, man. Honestly, Baba making moves too. Baba had better than expected EPS and revenue as well. So Baba coming in hot as well. Y'all can hear the music, right? All right, so I'm looking at the vehicle sales. So All right, guys. SPY up to 400.7. Baba almost at 101 here. Nvidia at 226.30. Starting to move back. All right, guys. Baba, yeah, Baba popping up, Nvidia ripping up. Let me check the chat here. 4%. All right, guys. So what are your expectations for GDP? Okay, so GDP is coming out today. Again, the expectation right now is 2.8%. Or no, is it 2.9? Okay, it's 2.9% is what the expectation for GDP is. 2.9%. Let me fix this. So I got this wrong. 2.9% is what they're expecting. Now, again, the question is, how bad are we fearing inflation right now? If we're really fearing inflation right now, then a higher than expected number should cause a negative market response, a big drop. Now, the forecast, number one, attack Mac is going to be different depending on who you look at it. It's all based off of analysts, right? So analysts are going to have different expectational numbers. And regardless, number one, I was wrong there for sure. So I put the wrong number up. But I'm pretty sure some other people are expecting 2.8% as well. So, you know, but yeah. Yeah, Bob already came out with their earnings. Baba came in with better than expected EPS, and they are almost to 101. Again, SPY almost to 401. It's just under 401 now. Nvidia up to 226, roughly 226. So, again, what are y'all expecting for GDP data? We also have jobless claims numbers coming out at 8:30. The expectations for those are for 200K is what we're expecting for those 200,000 for jobless claims numbers. So again, we'll see what happens on that front as well. But yeah. What do you think about Burry calling a crash? Water's wet is what I think about that. Did he call another one? All right, guys. So, yeah, with penny stocks. Bro, the AI is the next landscape of nonsense. SPY put it up, and I believe in AI too, but there's so many people, how to make 100K with AI. It's like, bro, y'all be quiet, bro. Go somewhere, dude. Get your crazy, ridiculous, cringy thumbnails out of here. I know mine are worse, so I can't really say much. But like, bro, stop telling people they can earn 100K easily. Nowhere in the world can you earn $100,000 easily, quickly, unless you got like $1 billion. Okay, you got like $1 billion, you can earn 100K pretty easily. You got 100 million, you can earn 100K pretty easily, relatively quickly, right? You got less than that, you ain't doing that. You're not earning anything easy, you know. Definitely not with Chat GPT, you know, not unless you're risking more than that. So anytime you see a thumbnail claiming that you can do that, ignore it. It's complete utter nonsense. You know, again, my job is to protect people, you know, and I get it. A lot of penny stock people pushing penny stocks, like, you know, are saying, I'm a hater, you know, I've changed, I'm a hater. It's like, no, bro, I'm just honest here, man. A lot of penny stock pumpers will say, hey, this John doesn't know what he's talking about. John's just a hater, right? But what does time prove? Time proves that I am right about all of these. You know, AMC, I've been saying this for years, you know, GameStop too. I hate to say it, but CEI, SOS, you know, BBIG, you know, Vinco Ventures. We can list a bunch of these, to be honest. They've just gone straight down over time. Why? Is because they're terrible companies. You know, Wolf of Wall Street. All right, one of the accurate parts of Wolf of Wall Street is that stockbrokers and stock promoters have to fugazi penny stocks to get rookie new traders to buy them. What did they say on Wolf of Wall Street? I'm selling garbage to garbage men. It's because they are taking advantage of the naive in trading. They are taking advantage of new retail traders who don't know any better. You know, Aerotine International, a cutting-edge firm out the Midwest awaiting imminent patent approval on the next generations of radar detectors that have civilian and military use. You know, now it was just a shack in the Midwest. It was like a shack. It wasn't. They made it sound better than it is. When you hear penny stock marketing, that's what they do. You know, it sounds like it's the best stock in the world. They act like it's going to be the next Amazon, like it's going to 1000x. It never does. You know, like, don't be dumb, guys. Nvidia breaking highs on the day, just ripped up, broke highs up to 228s. 228s right now. Now, Lunar, again, I'm not going to say there's not any stocks that'll do 1000x. All right, I'm not saying there's not any stocks that are going to do big numbers. This isn't 1000x, number one. This is, you know, this is roughly 10x. Okay, so, you know, this is a huge game, number one. But again, the problem is that the likelihood that you're going to get in at 8 is very low. You know, aside from that, the reality of it is, like, the real way to understand this is, like, say there were 10 examples of setups like this over a few day period, and say you took all 10 of those, you would lose at least 80+% of these setups, right? So 80+% of these setups are not going to do what Lunar did. They're going to basically reverse and go straight down. And so, sure, you're going to have outliers that actually succeed, but the likelihood that you're only going to pick the ones that do is very, very, very low. So it's like, sure, you can bring up the ones that do work out, but I haven't had anybody pumping Lunar here. Nobody. I haven't heard anybody say it except for the last couple days. So my point is, the likelihood that you're going to be able to get in early on some of these stocks is very low. You know. And so, sure, you might have made some money with Lunar. That's great. I'm not knocking that. I'm not hating on that. What I'm saying is that don't invest in these companies. You can momentum trade these things. Do whatever you want to do. Just don't invest in them. They're terrible companies. Like, this thing, Lunar will 100% be back down under 50 within a couple days, my guess is. Not 100%, but I would give it a very high likelihood that Lunar is eventually, over the next couple days, going to reverse all the way back down under 50. And leave a bunch of people. You know, you got some people right now in Lunar that are up big percentages right now, right? But instead of selling, they're probably going to wait it out to see if it can moon more, you know, and then they're going to end up not making anything a lot of the time. Again, I have no idea what Lunar's going to do. No idea what it's going to do. But I can tell you the odds that, you know, it's not going to hold over 100 for very long. Right. In less than a week, it'll be back where it started for sure. Yeah, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. But I'll tell you this, it ain't holding. I'll tell you that. I don't know what Lunar does, man. AMC up 40% year to date. Well, we know you're not using the trailing 12-month year. You know, you've got to, you know, like I said, you're going to, any stock you can bring up positive, you know, when you wait for it to have a good month. The problem is here's really AMC. This is actually AMC right now. So again, I'm not hating on AMC. I'm holding AMC right now. I'm in AMC here. But like, let's not pretend like this isn't the long-term chart of AMC here. You know? And again, my job is to protect traders. I'm just trying to be honest about stuff to traders, and I hope you guys listen. You know, again, I don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I might be wildly wrong about everything. Maybe Amazon or maybe AMC goes to 100 today. I don't know, but it's probably not. Lucid is looking at double. Yeah, I bought Lucid yesterday. I ended up selling though. I didn't sit on it. I'm not going to sit on it very long. All right, so SPY up to almost 401s. And again, we called this exactly how it happened too. We called the 400 pullback. We called maybe dipping a little bit underneath it. We called the rebound back up over it. I'm going to post that short probably today is what I guess is. Yeah, Lunar's interesting. I mean, we can watch it, but again, I've seen it so many times before, you know, that I have to kind of just be like, "Yo, look, this is kind of how it goes." All right, guys. Earnings good. We'll see. All right, guys. So patiently waiting here, guys. We got about an hour before the jobless claims and numbers come out. I use Thinkorswim and Quant Tower. So yeah, use Quant Tower for futures trading and Thinkorswim for stock trading. Yeah, this is Thinkorswim. Baba trying to move up. HKD was another one. Yeah, we're actually holding one share of HKD too. But like, the likelihood that this is going to work for me is pretty low. But again, it's one share. That'll be all right. What's up, Carlos? All right, guys. So yeah, we got about an hour here, about 1 hour. Do you ever sleep? Yeah, we sleep, man. We go to bed early though. I mean, we stopped streaming yesterday at like 6. So, all right, here's the Dixie. You can watch the dollar index. We can watch like Google here, Microsoft. They're all pumping up today, which is nice to see. All right, team. Again, waiting patiently here. The registration limit. What? Let me see. All right. So again, guys, what are your expectations for GDP data? Looking at the poll numbers here. Oh, we got to do a Twitter poll is what we got to do. Let's do our Twitter poll here. All right, so GDP data comes out soon. Again, expectations are for 2.9%. Again, expectations. $2.9%, right? Yes, 2.9%. All right, guys. So yeah, GDP data. We got the Fed. We got stock market stuff going out. We got inflation. SPY testing highs at 400.8. The high of the day is right around 401. So right around 401 is the high of the day. And I hope we can break that. That'll be great if we do. All right, team. Oh no, I've accidentally joined a PLO tournament. Oops. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button while you're here, team, if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Again, so we asked people on Twitter here. We're doing a Twitter vote right now. We said, hey, what rate does our data come up for expectational data? So expectations are for 2.9%. So we're going to do under 2.9%. Over 2.9% is an option. Vote on the poll on Twitter, guys. At 2.9%. Again, we're going to make this poll about an hour or 2 hours long. And vote on that poll, guys. Let us know what you guys think. We got the poll live. Yeah, Nvidia, ramp it up, man. Honestly, crazy movement. You know, it's good because it came in much better than expected. It came in much better than expected. All right, guys, we got an hour before data shows up, guys. 1 hour. I didn't win anything yet. Yeah, so I didn't win anything yet. We're just still kind of in it. eBay went up 2%, up to minus 4 to 5%. Inverse Jim Cramer's 99% hit rate. I mean, there's usually, I mean, there might be a justification for the dip. There might not be, though, you know. So, like, we don't really know what causes some of these dips or what does or what doesn't cause them, you know what I mean? All right, guys, but we got a lot of data coming out today. Again, we will be covering this data very quickly. Again, tune in. Thousands of people show up because we cover the data fast. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, guys. We appreciate the love and support. Of course, as always, here, team. Let's keep the growth up here, guys. SPY almost to 401. Will the market hit 401 today? Looking at our Twitter poll that we just did. We asked people, GDP data comes out. Expectations are for 2.9%. What rate does GDP show up as? Jonas. So again, we got 50% split down the middle right now. Vote on this poll. Let us know what you guys think about it. Also, give me a follow on Twitter. But here is the link to this poll if you want to vote on it yourself. There's the link. Check it out. Again, let us know what you guys think. Look at Apple breaking highs here. This should drag the market up. We'll see if we can test 401s now, but Apple testing highs here. Again, GDP data comes out. Expectations are for 2.9%, 2.9%. Yeah, we hit 101,000 for sure. We got our check mark. We're a man of note, a man of worth. Like I said, guys, I mean, listen, I'm not saying I'm the greatest person ever. What I will say, though, is that now that we got our check mark, we are a man of note, okay? We are a man of value, a man of note, a man of worth, you know? I live vicariously through myself, okay? My shirts never wrinkle. I'm left-handed and right-handed, all right? If I was to mail a letter without postage, it would still get there. The police question me all the time just because they find me interesting. I've won the Lifetime Achievement Award twice, okay? I'm a man of note, a man of worth. I've got my check mark on YouTube, you know? Not trying to brag. Of course, I don't brag. You know, humility flows through me, but, you know. All right, guys. So, yeah, Microsoft up big today. Google up big as well today. We'll see if we continue here. Apple testing highs. We got the VWAP area that's actually been holding pretty firm on the SPY here. You can see the VWAP's actually been kind of holding. I'm not sure if it's going to continue to hold, but it's been trying to hold. Of course you do, John. Listen, John's a great name, by the way. I mean, you know, top 3 potentially. Freaking PLO, bro. %90 of these finance channels will be gone. Yeah, but not me, man. We've been around for longer than most. John Travolta, hey, the GOAT, you know. SPY rip it down under VWAP here. So we didn't hold VWAP. We broke down under it. Get a little pullback and some other stuff here too. Apple's still green though. Microsoft's still green. What's dragging the market down? Google's still green, but we got a little pullback here. What's Tesla doing? Tesla up to almost 204s. Yeah, this channel is going to live on forever, you know. John Wick, hey, you know. like I said, the problem with most finance channels, I would say, is that a lot of them dedicate like their channel around like one stock, right? Like maybe it's a penny stock, maybe it's not, but a lot of them dedicate their channel around like one stock, you know. And so like, and especially if it's a penny stock, most of the time, you know, most of the time that stock eventually just crashes down, and you know, then they're stuck with like nothing, you know, to cover, because they basically betted their whole channel on one stock. All right, guys. So market pulled back to 400.5s. Not really a huge pullback, but it's a pullback nonetheless. All right, guys. Baba pulled it back a little bit. So we got Baba right there. Anything else? What other stocks would you rather have on screen here? We got Apple, Spy, and Baba here. We put Tesla up, I guess. There's Tesla. Tesla up to 203s here, so still over 200s. Are you a fan of Jim Cramer? Not particularly, no. I kind of feel bad for him, but I'm not really a huge fan of him. I think he's doing what I'm doing, where he's acting like he's trying to help people, but I think he's got too much corporate interest. And I think, you know, I think that his views have shown to be pretty wrong. Yeah, Nvidia still ripping up here, guys. Look at Nvidia, almost up to 230s right now for Nvidia, almost at 230s here. Crazy big move. 230s for Nvidia right now, man. Wow, huge rips. You feel bad for him? Come on, he's an OG. I understand that. That's why I feel bad for him, is because he's an OG. He's an OG, but I think people are starting to see that like he's just gotten really bad luck over the last year, you know. Yeah, I mean he has way more money than I do, just to clarify. I feel bad for what happened over the last year for Cramer. I think Cramer's lost a lot of credibility. He was on CNBC or whatever it was, like crying, you know, about how they were picking on him, basically. You know, I don't feel bad. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm better than him or anything like that. But when you're on the news crying because they're picking on you about your stock picks, you know, I can't help but feel a little bad for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of the way, so the market's popping back up to 400.7, back over VWAP. Nvidia is still pretty high. Bro, some of you guys, like I said, I've banned some people in the past for acting a specific way. Some of the guys in chat are acting just like the people I banned them. You know, maybe I'm being unfair, but sometimes I'll look at people in the chat. I'll be like, this is just somebody with an alt account, you know. And the tell is in how you guys talk. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this, but the tell. I know some of you guys have created alt accounts, and y'all are back here. The way you guys talk, some of you, most of you are cool. I'm not talking. If you think I'm talking about you, I'm probably not. But yeah. I think making the safe calls is the right move. Yeah, I think his niche of trading coverage is going to be obsolete. I think people don't need to watch Mad Money anymore and watch Jim Cramer. I think YouTube makes that available very easily for free from any device in the world. You know what I mean? And so I think in that regard, I think Kramer's, yeah. All right, guys, we are over 500 people here. We still got 50 minutes before GDP data. He's entertaining and he backs Tesla. Yeah. A percentage of all the financial channels. Right, 100% straight jacket. That's really how I base my channel. It's like I give honest and humble trading advice. I mean, I'm definitely the top 3 greatest traders ever, but like outside of that, that amazing part of myself, I try to be real with people. I think you guys know that. I try to be real. I don't tell people what to do. I tell people I have no idea what's going to happen. Every time anybody asks me what something's going to do, people say, "Hey John, what's ABC stock going to do?" I say, "I have no idea." And I think I'm very glad in hindsight that I ran the channel like I did. I just think it was the right move, running the channel like this, as opposed to trying to be a super sleazy guru expert, like renting a Lamborghini and then using that to try to sell my followers some type of shady course on publicly available content. I'm just glad I ran the channel like I did. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Mike. Yeah, I don't know what kind of data we're going to get. I really don't. I hope it's positive. So. Yeah, I hope it's positive. Yeah, bro. Feels like since I started watching this channel, I've really been trying to stay level-headed. The fact that you go into the open and staying live helps a ton. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you, Justin. I appreciate you, man. Are you into cars? And if so, do you have a dream car? I mean, honestly, I don't have a car at all right now. I love cars. I love JDM cars mostly. Like I grew up in the Fast and Furious era where it was like mostly like souped up tuner cars. I had like a Honda Prelude. A buddy had a Type R, a GSR. We used to race them a little bit, mostly quarter mile stuff. And those are the cars I like the most. But yes, I love cars. Right now, I actually don't have a car. I have a vehicle, but it's not a car. It's an SUV. So I have an SUV right now. It's not a, I don't have a fast car. I have an SUV. We're probably going to get one sometime over the next couple of days, but I got a family now. And so, buying a super fast car just doesn't make much sense for me right now. As well as we already have 2 vehicles and like, we wouldn't really have any room to fit another one, No, I live in Texas, but don't have a car. I have an SUV and a truck. So that's what I meant. I'm not vehicle-less. I have a vehicle, obviously. I got 2 kids, man. You gotta have a car. But I don't have a car. I have a truck and an SUV. I don't think it's gonna hit 300 on by Friday, which is tomorrow. But it's ripping up big, man. It could hit like 250s if it had a really good day today. All right, guys, we still got 45 minutes. Bob, pulling back to the $100 level, a little bit over that. Nvidia still ripping up over 229s here. We got the SPY at 400.5, so still moving. Again, we just kind of sit back and wait now. John has a horse. Yeah, in Texas, man, it's kind of like the reason we don't have a car right now is because, like, think about it like this, man. Like in Texas, there's a lot of trucks, a lot of big trucks, a lot of a lot of SUVs, right? And so if we get into an accident here in Texas, chances are we're gonna get hit by a larger truck. You know, in that regard, if we're gonna get hit by one, I'd rather have one so that we don't get destroyed. You know, in Texas, and so it's like if everybody else is driving a truck, we're gonna be driving a truck too, just because it's safer with family. And we got a family, and my daughter's in softball, and so just transporting them, you know, to and from games is just easier in a truck. When's Ford EV coming out? I'm not sure. Yeah, R32 Skyline. Supra. Oh, I love the old 94, 95 Supras. Those are cool, man. The new ones are all right. The Lancer Evo are great, but I wouldn't buy them anymore. They're getting too old. The motor. The WRX. I always wanted a WRX, but at this point, I want a Plaid, man. RX-7, dude. The problem with RX-7 is that it's rotary, and I don't know how to work on it. You know. Yeah, for sure, Jimmy. 100%, man. Your math is way off, Snow. Way off, bro. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, man, you know, $25 a day is a lot, but it's not $10K a month, man. That would be kind of crazy. I don't know, bro. BMWs have the worst drivers, in my opinion. Like BMWs, something about BMW drivers they're just terrible drivers. It's not that they're bad drivers. They're just rude, snooty, obnoxious, you know. They're the type of drivers who there's plenty of room to let you over, yet they speed up and block you from getting over out of some weird insecurity on their part. You know what I mean? Like, you know those drivers where it's like there's plenty of room for you to get over, but they see you trying to get over, and just to be a jerk, they intentionally block you from getting over, you know, just out of some weird sense of insecurity on their part. Like, that's BMW drivers, you know. But like, for whatever reason, BMW drivers are just like that. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. The old box Mustangs. Yeah, box Mustangs were cool. All right, love you. Y'all have a good day at school. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not going to be specific about the truck I have, you know, or the vehicle I have. I'm not going to be specific. Yeah, it's like I want to use my blinker, but whenever, again, it truly shows you the age of driver, right? Like if somebody speeds up to block you from getting over for no reason, then they're probably young. If they're not young, they're immature, you know? Like mature people are just going to be like, yeah, bro, go ahead and get over it. Doesn't matter, you know? But like, again, driving shows people's personality. Same thing about driving in the left lane, but slow, you know? If you're in the left lane driving and somebody behind you is driving faster than you, you are wrong. All right, you need to get over, let the person pass you, and then get back over in the left lane. You know, the problem is you got people that just constantly block the left lane. I don't care if you're going over the speed limit or not. All right, buddy, I love you, man. Have a good day, bud. All right. You know, don't mess with me. You got too many cords. What you doing, bro? Okay, yeah, you can wear that watch. What?
Is this pure gold?
What?
Is this pure gold?
No, it's not. I love you, buddy. You can have that watch, though. All right, I love you, buddy. Have a good day, man. Hey, close the door, bro. Thank you, buddy. Have a good day at school, bud. All right. But yeah, so like I said, if you're in the left lane and somebody behind you is driving faster than you, I don't care if you're going 10 miles per hour with the speed limit. You are wrong, and you should get over, let the person pass, and then, get back over in the left lane. The problem is you got people that just chronically take over the left lane. They're going slow. I don't care if you're going 5 miles per hour with the speed limit. Again, it's a passing lane. And so if somebody behind you is going faster than you and they're on your butt, you are wrong. You should get over, let the person pass, and then get back over. You got those weird personality types that are just stubborn and refuse to let people pass. It's the same people that cut you off and block you from getting over too. And yeah, if you're in the chat room right now and you're like, man, that sounds a lot like me. I'm talking to you. Stop it. It's your fault. I blame you. I'm out of Lucid, bro. I'm not in Lucid right now. I bought it, made a little bit, and sold it within a 20-minute period of time. Yeah, I call my son. I call everybody bro, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not giving out my... Right, 100% straight. 18-wheelers are different, though, Sean. 18-wheelers are different because it's much harder for them to maneuver. So that's the one exception to the deal. If it's an 18-wheeler, it's kind of the car's job to get around it. I mean, the 18-wheelers, the problem I have with 18-wheelers are when two 18-wheelers are sitting there talking to each other on the walkie-talkies, and they're sitting right next to each other, and they're blocking both lanes just to sit there and BS with each other. I don't care how much y'all want to catch up with each other. Y'all need to get out the way, Sorry, I'm letting all my rage out right now. This is like a therapy session for me. I'm just going to keep it up. All right, guys. Baba bounced at $100, right at $100. Yeah, top 3 license plates in the world right now, for sure. Yeah, if they're trying to cut in line, it's different, bro. That's a little bit more nuanced than, my original example. If somebody's trying to skip the line, yeah, I block them all each time. You're not skipping in front of me. But if somebody's just trying to get over, and there's no line and they're just trying to get over, I don't block them. I let them over. All right, guys, we got about 35 to 40 minutes before GDP data comes out, team. GDP data released today. I'd love to drive a Rivian, to be honest. As much heat as I give these EV brands, Rivians are cool, man. Yeah, I'd love to drive a Rivian. Honestly, they're cool. All right, guys, we got 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button as well. We got GDP data coming out today. It's a big release. Today we got GDP data. We got jobless claims data coming out in about 35 minutes. All right, big data release today. Huge data. Again, y'all be careful. Remember that the data could move the market drastically right now. So it could have a big impact over markets. We also have PCE deflator tomorrow, which is a big release as well here. So a lot of data coming out today, guys. Y'all be ready. But yeah, it's a big release today. Snap long. Where's Snap at right now? I haven't looked at Snap in a couple of days since the pullback in the run. Snap's still a little bit too high up there for me. I want a larger pullback for Snapchat. And we're just not really getting it. Plate 35K to have 1 letter license plate. That's a terrible idea. Sorry, bro. Bad money. Unless you could write it off somehow as a business expense. I'm never paying that much for anything in terms of a license plate. Yeah, EV's the future. Again, I get it. You know, big oil has a lot of, you know, propaganda, for lack of a better word, out there saying, "Oh, EVs are terrible, guys. Don't buy EV." I wonder why they're saying that. Regardless of that, I think you guys got to understand EVs are more efficient. Electric vehicles are simply more efficient. You know, they're faster. They have autonomous driving. You know, the mileage is better. You know, in almost every way you look at it, they're more efficient. Now, I know we're gonna have some people that are like, "Oh, well, batteries are hard to dispose of." When you have that type of efficiency over time, technology grows to favor it, right? So over time, they're going to figure out better ways to dispose these batteries. And I'm not even talking about the environmental impact of it, which again is arguable. You got people saying, "Oh, it's worse for the environment," and maybe so. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about base utility is more efficient than gas-powered vehicles, and that's an obvious and self-evident thing. And so anytime you have that over time, that's what's going to thrive. That's what's going to do well. The higher efficiency is going to do better. Now, again, that doesn't mean a lot of these up and coming EV brands are going to succeed. I think a lot of them are going to fail. But I don't think it matters, because I think that Tesla and the other big brands in automotive like Ford, you know, etc., are going to produce their own versions of EVs, and they're going to do well, you know. Yeah, but again, the reality of it is, regardless of which way you look at it, is that EVs are more efficient. They're faster, better mileage. They're quiet. They drive themselves to a certain extent. When you have that type of efficiency, it's not going to fail. It's going to thrive eventually, in my opinion. Yeah, but the problem, though, Maximus, here's the reality of it, right? Is that like a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, what happens if an EMP happens and, you know, we can't drive our electric vehicles?" Bro, you can't drive your current vehicle unless you got like a 40-plus-year-old car. If that happens, you're not driving that thing either. You know, again, your car starts up through electric, you know, means. Like it's not going to start either in that situation, you know. So acting like your gas-powered vehicle is going to be fun and these EVs are going to be struggling is not accurate. Look it up. All right, you're not going to be able to start anything. It doesn't matter whether because electricity runs the current cars we have now. You know, a lot of them are hybrids now. Anyway. Yeah, I like old school cars better, man. I grew up in the Fast and Furious kind of tuner 90s and early 2000s. Market's starting to pop back up here. I'm assuming it's Nvidia dragging this up. Nvidia up to 229s. Bob at 100.3s here. Yeah, but that's one of the reasons. Like when people want to confirm what they already believe, like EVs are going to fail, they start bringing up these arguments, right? But again, they're just kind of regurgitating things that they've heard previously. The reality of it is, though, that your current gas-powered cars are still going to struggle in that situation. They're still not going to start in that situation. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, EVs are simply more efficient. I think that's the only way to really look at it. They're more efficient. You know, it doesn't mean we're not going to need oil. We're always going to need lubricants. Lubricants are very important. It's incredibly important, regardless of whether we have gas-powered vehicles. We're always going to need lubricants. You know, even if they're pure EV motors, we're going to need lubricants. You know, so like it's not like we're never going to need oil. But in terms of the internal combustion gas-powered motor, you know, I think over the next 20 to 30 years, that's going to slowly go away. Again, costs, battery disposal, none of that matters over time. Over time, those things will become more efficient as well. Have fun at your charging station. Honestly, I don't have an EV. I have gas-powered motors. But I could also say have fun at your gas station, you know? Have fun refilling a truck, you know, every, 20 miles per gallon? Every, couple days? You know? So again, I mean, there's pros and cons, man. I'm not knocking it. I have gas-powered cars. Like, I have trucks. I'm in Texas. But I'm just talking about what I see, which is that EVs are more efficient. And regardless of any other, part of that, over time, the more efficient thing is gonna win. SPY, pull it back to the volume weighted average price here. Yeah, 8 a.m. just hit. Yeah, you got to remember, big oil rules the world here, you know? So, like, big oil rules the world. And so, like, obviously they see EV as a threat. Right, 100%. What Straight said, 99.9% of EV owners will never have to recharge. They'll recharge at home while they sleep. Johnson & Johnson? Maybe, Nikki. Maybe. What happens when the data is higher than 2.9%? I think if the data is higher than 2.9%, the market will fall. Again, I think we're still in an inflation-fearing market, so I think if we come in higher than 2.9%, the market's going to dump. I think if we come in higher than that, the market's going to dump. Because I think the market's still fearing inflation right now. All right, guys. Yeah, y'all do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. We broke 101,000 subscribers yesterday. 101K. Thank you guys so much, man. I truly appreciate it. But we broke 101,000 subscribers, man. I'm super excited. Super proud of the channel, to be honest here. Regardless of whether you agree or disagree with me about EV, it's all love here. It really is. Like, we're going to disagree about stuff like that. So yeah, guys. Let me see what else we got here, team. All right, guys. So again, try to be patient here and wait. We got the SPY right at that level. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, but Johnson & Johnson, the argument for them is that they might have been a little bit extended on the upside over the last few years from everything that happened. And now that, I mean, the trend long-term is clear for Johnson & Johnson. You know, basically, since over the last 2 years, they have more than doubled, which is kind of fitting right in with the market. All right, guys. So again, we got some time. SPY is chopping back and forth today between, you know, the 400.5 level and the volume weighted average price here. So again, we got the data coming out in about 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. Again, expectations for this data are for 2.9%. 2.9% is what they're expecting with it. And hopefully it's favorable. Hopefully it's good. You know, which I think good will be lower than expected for this. I think lower than expected is going to be seen as positive. You know, I think we need lower than expected data because anything that means more GDP growth is bad, right? So I think what we want right now is less than expected GDP data to equal a positive response. I think that's what we need. Again, I'm not saying that's what we're going to get, but I think that's what we need to get a positive response is lesser GDP data. Less GDP will mean a positive response, I think. Nikola, I'm not sure when Nikola earnings are going to come out. They're supposed to be sometime today. I think Nikola is a little bit later at 9 a.m. I think is when they're supposed to be out. 9 a.m. is, I think, when Nikola is supposed to drop. There's GDP data and there's jobless claims data all coming out today. So there's GDP and there's jobless claims data. Again, all very relevant, very important, very relevant data coming out today. So it should be good, you know. I'm not sure, David. To be honest, it's a little bit more nuanced than like a for sure thing. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, it's one of those things where we don't really know what kind of response we're going to get. We can hope for a positive response, but again, if we're fearing more economical growth, then higher GDP is bad, obviously. So it depends on how much we're fearing inflation. Inflation fearing market will not want economical growth, right? So an inflation fearing market will react negatively to economical growth and vice versa. A recession fearing market will react positively to it. And so the question is what kind of results we show. And again, I really don't know here. I hope it's positive, but you know, again, we really don't know. You know, but again, I think less than expected will mean a market moves up, and vice versa. I think more than expected, the market will go down. So Nikola is scheduled to release their earnings report at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look at Baba pop up here. SPY up to almost 400.1. Again, we can look at Nvidia. Apple testing highs of the day. Again, tech's doing pretty well today. Tech's doing okay. Yeah, Bitcoin was down originally, but SPY back up to almost 401s here. The high of the day is interesting, and it's tested a few different times. So 400.1 seems interesting. All right, guys, market testing that 401 level. Apple moving up towards highs again. We're going to watch Nvidia to see if we get something good there. Yeah. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes. 15 minutes. We're also going to pivot to sub-only mode right now, stream, guys. So we're going to pivot to sub-only mode. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. The data comes out in 15 minutes. Generally, you get 1,000+ people tuning in for these big streams. And the reason they tune in is because we cover the data very quickly once it comes out. It drops at 8:30. Expectations for jobless claims are 200,000. And again, jobless claims, same thing. Higher, except I think there's an inverse relationship here. So higher jobless claims numbers means less people working, which means less people spending, which means less inflation. And vice versa. I think lower than expected jobless claims will equal a negative response in markets. So I think there is a positive correlation with jobless claims actually, and an inverse correlation with GDP. Is what I think. So again, we're right at the top of that range here, guys. You can see the range right here. We can see it there. All right, guys, again, we are right at the top of that range. Baba right at 100 and Nvidia still over 228. Again, market is towards the top of the range. Baba bounced a little bit there. We got some other earnings coming out today, but again, the data comes out in about 15 minutes, a little bit less than 15 minutes, actually. So we'll see, but try to be patient and wait for the data to come out. I think GDP is going to make the U.S. drop again. Yeah, but that'll make the market go up. If the U.S. dollar drops, the market should go up. I mean, honestly, that makes perfect sense to me. As SJ, he said, how is it possible that inflation is high, high incomes are high, and corporations are at all-time profit? But yeah, doesn't that all make sense? Doesn't that all coincide with it? Like, think about it. If inflation is high, which means prices are high, which means people are going to be getting paid more to keep up with that, which means that companies are going to be making more because spending is higher. You know, so it all kind of correlates together, in my opinion. You know. Yeah, y'all hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We appreciate it. All right, so Bob are testing the highs as well. Nvidia up to 229s. All right, guys. So yeah, we're kind of sitting back waiting here. Market's right at the top of the range. GDP data comes out. Nvidia just broke highs. High of the day up to 299.50s right now. 299.50s for the high of the day for Nvidia. So it's starting to pump up. Again, guys, 10 minutes before GDP data comes out. All right, guys, Nvidia SPY just broke the high of the last hour or so, almost up to 401s, breaking highs here. We'll see what GDP data shows up as. I hope it's good. If it's not good, at least we got a little bit of a cushion leading into it, where I'm basically flat on Google. Microsoft, we're pretty flat too. We're almost flat. We're green on almost everything today. But again, just try to be patient and wait, guys. We don't know what GDP data is going to show up as. Again, 2.9% is what's expected here for GDP. GDP is expected to show up at about 2.9%. Yeah, about 2.9%. PCE prices for the fourth quarter expected to show up at 4.3 last time. Not really any expectations there. We also have Bostic speaking later on, crude oil inventories as well. So we got some stuff coming out today. But tomorrow is going to be a big one with PCE deflator data. Market's almost to 401s here, and Nvidia's right under 230s. Hey, what's up, Larry? It's 2.9% bullish or bearish. Well, it's less than last time, which I think is good. Again, the market's fearing inflation, so economical growth is going to be seen as a bad thing. So like higher GDP, I think, is going to be seen as worse. SPY just broke 401s and then kind of retraced back down here. Look at the 401 break. So we did break 401 high of the day on the SPY, and then we kind of retraced a little bit. But again, I think the market's fearing economical growth. So in that, you know, higher is worse, lower is better, in my opinion. But again, I'm not 100% sure. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. You know, sometimes economical growth is going to be interpreted as a positive thing. And in some situations, where like with previous jobless claims reports and stuff like that, economical growth with lower jobless claims numbers had a positive market reaction. So again, we don't really know what we're going to get, but it's close. All right, guys, we got about 7 minutes. 7 minutes. All right, guys, Baba testing high. SPY over 401s again. But again, very strong movement. Very strong movement. I might trade some futures on this as well. We'll see. But we've been making money every day trading futures, so we'll try to trade it again today. All right, guys. All right, guys, we got about 900 people here. We still got about 7 minutes left. Well, conventionally, echo growth is positive, right? Obviously, conventionally, like, economical growth is good and lower unemployment is good and more people working is good conventionally, right? But we're not in conventional markets right now. We are in inflation fearing markets, which means that anything that causes more spending is going to be interpreted as a negative. Recently, at least, that's been how it is. Again, anything that evokes more spending is going to be seen as bad, right? More spending is bad, less spending is good, so forth and so on, right? That is what the nuance of the market has been lately. Nvidia broke highs again over 230s. And so again, we're kind of in that situation where economical growth is going to be seen as a positive or a negative and vice versa. But again, it depends. We have had different, reactions to this type of stuff lately. We have had different reactions for sure. And so, we'll see. Are you feeling optimistic? Not necessarily. I don't know. Again, I want the market to go up, but again, it doesn't necessarily mean it will. All right, guys, Nvidia breaking highs at 230.4s. SPY right at 401s. Again, a lot of my swing trades are doing great today. All right, guys. Again, Baba at 101s here. SPY over 401s. Nvidia at 230s. How do you see trades? With glasses on, SPY up to 401.05s here. Nvidia at 230s. 2.9% is what GDP is expected to show up as. 2.9%. Again, I'm not saying that's what we're going to show, but 2.9% what's expected. All right, guys, we got about 4 minutes. About 4 minutes left. Again, y'all hit that subscribe button if you have not already, guys. We appreciate the love and support. We are continuing the growth today, as we have been, man. Channel has been growing crazy fast, so thank you guys so much. Gonna keep the growth up. SPY at 400.9s right now, 400.9s. Again, we got about 3.5 minutes here, team. 3.5 minutes. Yeah, sorry. I just kind of troll people with really vague questions. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate the question, Larry. I was just kind of messing with you, man. But yeah, I don't know how do you see trades? I don't know how to answer that. Lucid, again, I think a lot of people get sold on these up and coming stocks like Lucid or Rivian or Polestar or Mullen, right? But again, understand a lot of that is confirmation bias. The problem is you got a bunch of traders that are stuck losing. And so misery loves company. And so what do? Is they tell everybody else to invest in the companies they're losing on as well. And then it just kind of spirals into, how do you see your trades? What do you mean? Oh, are you talking about on my platform? I've got 3 monitors right now. I had 4, but my monitor setup crashed a couple days ago. I have no idea what's going to happen. All right, guys, Nvidia at 230s, Bob at 100.5s, pulling back a little bit. Again, GDP data comes out in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Can you tell me how we react to GDP, up or down? I can't tell you with certainty. What I will say is that most likely the situation is that lesser GDP data is going to equal a positive response, and more GDP data, higher than expected GDP data, will probably equal a negative response. Again, I can't say for certain. Like, it's not for sure. We're just going by historics here. That's most likely what we're going to get. All right, guys, we got about a minute left, a minute and a half left. Good luck today, team. Baba bouncing up to 100.7 here. Nvidia right at the highs. We're going to put the dollar index up here instead of Nvidia. So here's the dollar index. And we'll put the Q up on the left so we can kind of see what happens with tech, what happens. Maybe we'll put Bitcoin up on the left. So Bitcoin on the left, SPY, basically S&P in the middle, and the dollar index on the right side. So we'll look to see how this is all affected by it. But yeah, we got 45 seconds. Let me prep everything. We're going to get our sources ready here. Bear with me. We're going to get our sources ready. All right, we got our sources here. We are prepping it right now. There's the timer going off. We got about 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Jobless claims expected to come in at 200K. GDP expected at 2.9%. And here's the release right now. All right, guys, it's time. We'll see what we get. All right, there it is. Waiting. GDP came in at 2.7%, lower than expected GDP data, 2.7%. 2.7% for GDP data. So 0.2% better than expected, or what's probably going to be interpreted as better than expected. So far, we haven't really got a big reaction. 2.7% for GDP data. Jobless claims came in lower than expected, which is negative, at 192,000. 192,000. So 2.7% for GDP data and 192 for jobless claims. And again, it's not for sure, I guess, because the market is reacting negatively to this now. We are getting a negative reaction in markets right now, which is, again, interesting. Again, we'll see what happens, but we're getting a negative reaction right now in markets. The dollar is actually ripping up here too. So maybe, like I said, it's not a for sure thing. It's not a certainty. We can only speculate on what the reaction is going to be. It's one of the reasons you just piggyback off of these a lot of the time, or at least it's difficult to, because again, we have essentially pivoted all the way back down. But 2.7% GDP and 192 jobless claims. But again, I told you guys, we cover this fast. Hit the subscribe button. We cover the data very quickly, as always, team. So again, we cover the data quickly. 192,000 jobless claims and 2.7% GDP. All this data up on screen. Again, so far the market reacted negatively to this. still a little bit early. Initial claims came in lower than expected, and so did continuing claims. So it looks like they both came in lower than expected. Dollar index flew up on this report, flew up. But again, we are shorting the E-mini right now. I'm gonna go ahead and cover one of those. Go ahead and cover the rest. Just made about 30 or 40 bucks just now. The dollar index is popping up. We're right at 400 here for GDP. And remember today, tomorrow we've got. Look at the dollar fly up here. So the dollar is ripping up. Again, good or bad is, it's more nuanced than that, guys. Ravender, it sounds like you are probably behind on stream. So my guy, listen, make sure you're caught up on stream. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button, because my guess is your live button is gray, which means that you're behind on the stream. You need to click the live button, make sure it's red, make sure you're caught up with the stream, because the GDP data is already out. We covered it within 2 seconds of the release. Within 2 seconds of the release, we dropped it. And again, we covered the data quickly. So subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so now we're getting a bounce back here, guys. We're getting a bounce back. All right, so again, we're right at $400. I think $400 is a very reasonable level to watch. $400 seems like a pretty big psychological level. Yeah, gotta be a minute before he hears that. Yeah, for sure. It's all good, man. We try to help you, So yeah, tomorrow we got PCE data. Which is very relevant. It's kind of what the Fed uses to determine inflation. All right, so markets starting to bounce back up to 400.4s here, 400.4s. No, I don't know if the second way is more often than not the best way. Sometimes I think, sometimes you reverse. It depends on what data it is. If it's really influential data, the first move is usually the big move or the correct move. If it's nuanced data like today's GDP report, or if it's less significant data, then sometimes you'll get a reversal afterwards. But I wouldn't say that happens most of the time. I would say most of the time with big releases, the first move is the right one. But it's never set in stone, obviously. Yeah, for all those wondering, the GDP data might be right here. It could be. It's possible that it is. It might not be, but it could be right here, right there. All right, guys. So again, market did not like lesser GDP growth, which is interesting. I would assume with the inflation markets, it's positive. It's also mixed results. So jobless claims came in worse than expected currently. And GDP data came in better than expected currently. And so it's kind of backwards. But maybe the market's more so fearing a recession. It's sure possible that's kind of what's going on. Bitcoin dump? I think it depends on what the market does. Right now, market's just kind of sideways. We moved a little bit. Like I said, we made some money from this, but it wasn't a lot. We're up like 35, 40 bucks. Part of me wants to short a little bit more, but I think I got to just wait. The good thing is that, you know, maybe we're going to get a delayed reaction here. Bitcoin's starting to move back up too some. All right, so market wants to hold at 400, it looks like here, which is good, you know. So again, market's trying to move here. A little bit of retracement back down. Again, I think $400 is a big spot, a big level. Watching the Dixie, watching the SPY. Bitcoin moving up some. See what happens with the market now. But the dollar index is consolidating. Trying to bounce, it looks like here. Yeah, I feel like it could be worse. So I'm not saying GDP data. Again, as I said many times prior to the stream, the GDP data report is more nuanced than just good or bad. We don't know how the market's going to react to economical growth. And with this, it looked like it was economical weakness, came in lower than expected. So again, that means less GDP growth, which should be better for inflation, which is what most people thought would evoke a positive response. But again, with these releases, you never really know what we're going to get. The jobless claims report's already out as well. You might be able to read it on this, you know, right here. Possible. You could maybe read it right there. You might be able to read it right there. You could be able to, you know, possibly. Dollar index started to bounce a little bit. All right, market testing 400s here. It's not subjective to interpretation good enough. What it is whether the data is good or bad is subjective, you know. So it's like we know what the data is. Like we can interpret the data as, you know, lesser GDP growth. You know, more people are working and there's less GDP growth, right? Like that's what the data is. Now, whether that's a good or bad thing is the arguable thing, right? That's the part that's up in the air, whether it's seen as good or bad. You know, in an inflation-fearing market, again, GDP growth is bad, right? In a recession-fearing market, GDP growth is good. So, you know, kind of vice versa here, you know. Well, yeah, penny stocks don't care what the market's doing. They're penny stocks. But I'll tell you this, SIDU is almost certainly a terrible company. Here's the yearly chart of SIDU. You know, like I said, I appreciate everybody here, but don't bring up a penny stock if you don't want me to talk smack to it, because again, this is a terrible company, absolutely horrible company. Investing in it, you almost certainly lose money. You know, sorry guys. Anyways, dollar index is what we're watching right now. It's probably moving up as we speak, so that's good. We hold these truths to be self-evident that most penny stocks are terrible companies. Okay. All right, guys. Dixie moving up here. This should cause market to fall. Yeah, 90% of plus go to zero. But again, don't stop young new retail traders from investing in them like they're going to get rich because a YouTuber told them to. Right, most of them actually are doing that, most of them are actually like allowing the CEOs to pump them up and launder money. Like that's what most of them are doing, to be honest. And retail naive traders are just kind of stuck in the crossfire of that. All right, guys. So again, we initially got a negative response to this, but maybe we're going to get a delayed reaction to the upside. It's possible. Maybe we're going to get a delayed response to the upside. It's possible. I hope we do. But, GDP growth was less than expected, which means that the Fed's been doing its job, which means that we want the whole point of raising rates is to discourage economical growth, right? And so with this, that's good. That's what we're getting. So I'm not really sure why we reacted so negatively to this, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, we don't really know how the market's going to respond. The Dixie is actually starting to pop up here. We had some earnings this morning, but they're basically done. mRNA, BBWI, Nikola, Planet Fitness, Yeti. All right, now the market's starting to bounce back up. Hey, I hope it does, to be honest. All right, guys, market's still holding at 400. 400 seems to be a pretty big support level. All right, market's starting to rebound here. What's Nvidia doing? There's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still over 25K, 24K. I mean, Nvidia's still breaking highs at 231. Hopefully that drags the rest of the tech market up. I hope it does. Dixie pulling back a little bit. Look at Nvidia rip here, almost up to 232s for Nvidia, flying up. Yeah, well, most people in penny stocks don't think they're going to be a penny stock for long. I mean, it can have contracts with whomever. It doesn't matter. Again, the big thing to understand is that a large majority of those stocks are terrible companies, man. And if you look at here's what the truth, Aaron. And listen, I'm going to preface this with listen, it really is it's all love here, man. I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm trying to tell people the truth because a lot of new young retail traders who just enter the stock market, and maybe they've been trading for a few years, they just don't know any better. So it's they watch a bunch of influencers that are ABC penny stock is going to 1000x, guys. It's going to 1000x. Watch. It's going to be the next Amazon, And they talk a bunch of naive traders into buying them and sitting on them. The worst thing you could ever invest money in, brother. The worst thing you could ever invest money in stocks is penny stocks, man. A large majority of them will fail. And if you think that your individual stock is different, like I said, traders that think their individual penny stock is different they're dime a dozen, man. These are terrible companies. The due diligence is not even accurate most of the time. Think of Wolf of Wall Street, Aerotine International, a cutting edge firm at the Midwest awaiting imminent patent approval. Again, as they said, I'm selling garbage to garbage men. Those are the people that get talked into buying penny stocks, which are retail investors, man. Don't be naive, brother. Don't be naive, man. Look at the stock. Again, I'm not telling you to do anything. Maybe SIDU is that outlier, bro. Maybe it is. But the likelihood of that being the case is incredibly low. Look at the daily chart here. You can have whatever kind of due diligence sensationalizing the stock so people can prop their own positions up. But here's the daily chart, bro. That's all you need to see about this one. That is the daily chart, which is terrible, to be honest. I'd say it's below average in terms of even penny stocks. But this is the daily chart. Usually stocks like this eventually get delisted and go to pink sheets. That's generally what happens with these. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but bro, like I said, Again, my job is to protect traders. I have no reason to lie about it. I'm just trying to help people, and that's the truth. You don't need to buy penny stocks to make money. Like, most people can buy blue chip, healthy companies. The biggest edge that you're ever going to get in the financial markets is that large blue chip companies are generally going to go up long term, right? They give you 8 to 12% a year on average in the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest blue chips in the world. With that, that's the biggest edge you'll ever find in the market. Like, don't get talked into buying terrible low edge penny stocks. Again, I know a lot of people do. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth, man. Yeah, most penny stock pumpers buy it like the people who are telling you to buy it. A lot of the time, they bought it way earlier, and they're just trying to front load and artificially influence their own positions. Futures all day, man. CFDs are kind of sketch. Yeah, all good, Aaron. I'll put it this way: a lot of people with small accounts think they need to buy penny stocks to trade. Like, a lot of people with small accounts think they need to buy penny stocks. There's also a very common misconception that all good stocks start off as penny stocks. No, they don't. Like, if you look at a real company that IPOs in the market, right? Most of the time after IPO, it's already a mid cap. It's not going to be a penny stock. The only stocks that are generally penny stocks are terrible companies that can't really thrive in blue chips, right? Because they're not good companies. Now, you might have an outlier that ends up succeeding, but it is very rare. It is very low likelihood that you're actually going to find that one stock that does. And if you think that your individual stock is different, it's not, man. They're all the same, bro. Again, there's a reason they're penny stocks. Yeah, you can day trade penny stocks if you guys want to. I'm not mad at that. SoFi is a little bit different, but because SoFi is kind of teetered between penny stock and mid cap. But I mean, even the daily chart on it's pretty rough, but the market's looking pretty rough. But to be honest, these type of stocks don't generally follow the market. But this one kind of goes back and forth between. This one's at least a well-known company. It might be a penny stock, but I think the float is a little bit larger on it, right? Let me see. SoFi's got a float of about 800 million. So yeah, a little bit larger float. So not quite as penny stock as a lot of people think. All right, so look at Nvidia ramp up here at 233s. So again, a lot of people with small accounts think they have to buy penny stocks. That's not the case at all, team. That's really not the case at all. Like, again, with a small account, you can invest in blue chips. You're going to have to buy less shares. But again, they're more consistent. And the biggest edge you have is long-term investing in blue chips, like, without question. Right, 100%. 75% of penny stocks fail and go bankrupt once they get on pink sheets. You're wiped out. Yeah, basically, most penny stocks eventually get delisted and go to pink sheets, and then eventually they're nothing. The CEOs are just trying to pump them up one more time so they can make millions and ride off into the sunset. That's really what's going on most of the time, where it's like they put out a bunch of sensationalized marketing, a bunch of sensationalized due diligence is what they call it, of course, but it's not. It's just sensationalism. They pump their stock up. The CEOs are literally selling at the top a lot of the time. They're not holding that. They're not holding their own company a lot of the time. They're waiting to pump it up, and they're unloading shares on everybody. And so if the old CEO is not willing to invest in their company, y'all shouldn't be either. Does it cost a decent amount to get your taxes done? Depends on how. Last year I day traded a lot, but pretty much broke even. Well, yeah, you just gotta. If you lost money, then you're probably fine. But again, ask your CPA, man. I really don't know. not a tax professional, not liable if you lose. Yeah. But no, SPY's trying to bounce at 400s. We'll see if it does. Yeah, it's called the wash sale rule. Right, exactly what Pawn says. People day trade penny stocks until they get caught and become investors. Right, 100%, until they start bag holding a penny stock. And then comes the due diligence to justify it. And sometimes whole channels sprout up from that. you know, and most of the time what happens is like they pump the penny stock fails, and then they blame it on manipulation. And they say, oh, it would have gone up, but manipulation. It's just kind of like, y'all get out of here, man. Yeah, Nvidia flying up here, kind of dragging the rest of the market up with it. Maybe, Aaron. Yeah, maybe you're right, bro. I don't know. All right, guys, market's starting to bounce up a little bit. Again, Nvidia's leading the way here. We've got the dollar index. It's probably fallen down some short term, right? Yeah, so it's fallen down over the last minute or two. February a bad month for swing trades? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we're pretty green on our swings today. We're still red in some of them, but like here's the actual P&L of our swings today. Yeah. So we're up about 358 right now on our swings just today. So nice to see. Again, the tech bounce is helping us. And again, maybe we're going to get a delayed response from GDP data. Again, also, guys, check out TopStep. TopStep is a funded account program in futures in which they give you a demo. If you want to trade this economical data, right? Here's the SPY in the middle. Here's the E-mini on the right. And so you can kind of see it's the same price action. This is the exact same thing as this. Look, big drop and then consolidation. Big drop and then consolidation. And you can trade this right side here in the futures market without PDT restrictions. You can day trade, short it without restrictions by the PDT rule. And TopStep is a funded program for futures in which they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split, and they pay out millions of dollars in actual withdrawals. Every year, they fund thousands of traders a year. Now, they're a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased in their favor because, again, they pay me money. But it's so much cheaper to try this out as a new trader and not risk a ton, where if you try to trade futures yourself, you need at least 10 to 15K, and if you lose, you're going to lose thousands of dollars. To put it bluntly, it's a lot cheaper to lose on TopStep. And to be fair, I think most people are going to lose on TopStep because most day traders lose money. But again, it's a lot cheaper to lose on TopStep than it is to put up the money yourself and try risking that. It gives you some pressure to succeed. It's a beautiful middle ground of pressure where you got some pressure, but it's not the full extent of risking thousands of dollars with your own money. And so it's a beautiful middle ground, and it's something that I wish I had when I first got started trading. If you want to check it out, you can get 20% off. Again, the base package is less than $140 a month if you use my link. Here's the link right there. You can also find the link in the description. Check it out. So again, we got the Nvidia stock just pumping up, man. Look at this thing fly. Wow. Find some old school music and put that up here. Bear with me. I'm going to find some old school music. But, man, look at Nvidia up to 234s. All right, there we go. We got some old music again. Market is reeling back up here. No, it's only day trading. It's pure day trading, is what it is. And honestly, guys, another thing to check out is Chart Prime here. Let's just check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime is one of my sponsors as well. So again, we don't plug anything for the first few hours of the stream, guys. So, just like the radio, we got commercials roughly every hour, but we haven't plugged anything for the last 2 hours of the stream, basically. But like, look at how accurate Chart Prime has been this morning. I'm going to preface this with like, look, I cannot guarantee you're going to make money with anything. But Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that gives you custom alerts, signals, and automatically documents support or resistance, as well as shows you chart patterns and all this crazy good stuff. They've got a big sale going on where they give you 40% off right now. But again, they are a sponsor and I'm biased, but I can't fake this. Like, look at this, right? So reversal up signal here, and they documented the support level. Huge bounce over like a couple hour period. Reversal up signal here, nice little bounce. Reversal down signal there, big drop. Reversal up signal here, nice bounce over like an hour or hour and a half. My favorite thing is to find multiple of their indicators showing up at once. And so again, you see the bullish engulfing candle here and the reversal up signal here, and the support level right there. And you can see a huge bounce over the next like 30 to 40 minutes. And you can use this in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. It's called Chart Prime. You can use it on any time frame, long-term or short-term time frame. And again, it can just be incredibly useful. I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but it's super cheap. It's less than $40 a month, I think, right now. If you use their 40% off sale, they got a 40% off sale going on right now. It's less than $40 a month, so it's very cheap. And if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel as well. Again, it's called Chart Prime. Link is in the description as well as in the chat as well. All right, market's still ripping up. Again, Nvidia hit 234s right now, 234s. All right, market's starting to rebound a little bit. Everything else is starting to pump up too. Other tech stocks like Microsoft, Google, they're all starting to test highs as well here. Ford, what else am I holding? I'm holding Google, Ford, Microsoft, Lyft. And I'm green on Lyft now too, so I'm green on Lyft. Ooh, I bought Natty Gas yesterday. I completely forgot I bought UNG yesterday here. And hey, you love to see it. Let me go ahead and cover some of this. Lock in profit here. Bad luck, man. Right when I... there we go. All right, so we were actually up more than this. I'm going to go ahead and take half off and just lock that in right now. All right, so we just took half off, lock it in UNG on us. We'll probably hold the rest, 100 shares here in Natty. Natty Gas popped up big, and so again, we'll let this work. We got 100 shares left. We'll let it work for Natty Gas. SPY over the VWAP. SPY still moving up. Nvidia still pulling back a little bit now. Mike, E-mini pumping up too. Again, we're in Natty Gas here. Let's take another 75 shares off. Just kind of lock in profit since we're at the highs. Ooh, I just took 75 shares off. Oops. That's all good. I'll hold the last little 25 shares here. I took a little bit too much off, but it's all good. Good little trade. Again, another trade based off of pure extension here. Natty Gas was just down so much yesterday that we just bought it up. But it's a little gain. And, yeah, we just thought it was a little extended yesterday. It looks like we were right. Probably hold that little 25 shares for as long as I can. really nice is bad. I don't want people to copy me, but congrats on the trade. Yeah, I think it's a swing trade, so I'm just buying it up on extension. Is really what I'm buying it. Again, if you look at UNG and you look at the daily chart, I think it's reasonable to assume that a dip buy might be justifiable over the last year. But again, I'm not telling you should. I have no idea what you should do, but I think it's justifiable there. Again, so that's why we bought it up. Small little trade though. I mean, it's not a huge trade. We're up like $35 in it, but again, a little small risk trade where we're not taking on a lot of risk. We could just kind of hold it overnight, make a little bit of money, cover it. SPY holding VWAP support there. Why do you prefer to swing trade stocks as opposed to indexes? Less choppy? Not necessarily. I think when I buy stuff, I'm looking for overreactions. I'm looking for price discrepancies and overreactions, right? So I'm looking for big extended stocks on the downside for me to buy up. And not always. Like, I'll take other trades too. But generally, that's what I'm looking for. That's my favorite thing to trade. And so I guess the easiest way to put it is that individual stocks are easier to find extended on the downside like that. It's easier to find stocks that are extended where it's like you're gonna have more opportunity to find stocks extended in that way relative to like the S&P 500 or the Dow or the Q or something like that. So that's essentially why I do it. Okay, we're gonna hold this 25 shares. Try to let this work. I could add a little bit more. SPY bouncing at the VWAP here. Again, UNG still pumping up. Would you consider Nvidia a short? No, I don't short it. Stocks extended on the upside. It's just not my style of trading. Again, everybody's a little bit different. I just don't short. I don't short stocks that are too extended on the upside. What I will do is buy up stocks that are too extended on the downside. It's kind of what I do. So, yeah. The data's already out. It might be right here, Clash. It might be right here. It could be. Just a Bob Rawson, just right over here. Right here. No. It might be right there. It could be. Come on, chat. Bro, I got to answer these questions way more than I should, to be honest. Like, bro, read the screen here. It's literally right here. It's our key. That's the data. It's right underneath me. It literally says US GDP. Yeah, it's all good, Clash. I'm just messing with you guys. But still, I mean, I'm serious, but I'm also not super upset or anything. All right, market back up to 400.7. It's about to go green from the GDP release. We'll see if it does. All right, there goes UNG still ripping up. You love to see it. All right, UNG still rip it up. Again, part of me wanted to hold a little bit more, but I guess we're just gonna have to chill. You have opinion on unusual whales? I mean, I generally like his content. I've worked with him a little bit in the past. For a very small period of time, I was one of his partners. But it was more of an options thing, and like I don't really do options that much, you know what I mean? Like I don't trade options, and so it's like I was kind of promoting something that I didn't really use, and so because of that, we went our separate ways. But it was all cordial and all good. Like I said, he's got some pretty good stuff. All right, guys, market's starting to bounce back here. Again, we got about 13 minutes into the opening bell. All right, team. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to trade some futures. We've traded a little bit of futures already today. Not anything crazy, but we have traded some. I think we're down now. We bought some stuff, we sold some stuff, and now I think we're down, but not much. I think we're down like $30. Yeah, the title of the stream could be Big GDP News dropping at 8:30 a.m. and first comment in the streams will be, hey, what time is it coming out? There could be a timer. There could be a timer in the top left. The comment underneath it could say, hey, GDP data at 8:30. The timer could be counting down the time until the GDP data, and we'd still get about, I would say, at least 100 comments that day saying, hey, what time does the GDP data come out? All right, guys, so here's the S&P 500 futures. Market started to bounce back. Again, this is where the data came out right here. So that's where the data came out at. All right, so we are now edging closer to that level here. We are almost green from that level here. We're starting to go red to green. And going green. Yeah, I'm definitely one of the top 3 readers in the world right now, for sure. Definitely top 3. Typers as well, bro. I can type fast. Definitely one of the top typers in the world right now, for sure. All right, y'all ready for this? Just to kind of take my throne here. Guys, just take my throne. Market started to rebound here. We're going to watch it on the right. All right, y'all ready for this? Let's do it. Let me see. I got to take my throne here of the best typer in the world. Market's rebounding here. You can see it on the right. Let's see how we go. Now I'm struggling. Bro, I'm just struggling today, bro. Not a day for me. Not a good day for me, man. Usually I do a little bit better than that. 71 words per minute. I'm usually a little bit better. Markets pump it up. Markets pump it up. My best score was like 103 words per minute was my best one. So I'm struggling on that one day. I don't think I'm drinking enough coffee today. Market actually technically green from the GDP release. Nvidia up to 234s. Yeah, we lost the PLO tournament. It's okay. It was a sit and go, so it was like a $5 tourney. Stream keeps cutting out and buffering. Already lowered the quality. Anyone else? Is anybody else stream lagging here? All right, Nvidia just broke highs again. Got up to 234.50s here. 234.50s. Mine's good. Works fine for me. Nope. Okay, everything's good. My stream seems to be running okay for me as well. Let me check it. Let me do a speed test here. All right, guys. Market's looking great here. Honestly, my swing trades are doing even better too. You want to know why I don't like Comcast? You want to know why I don't like Comcast? All right, SPY over 401s. Google ramping up towards highs. Hey, you love to see it. Almost green in Google today too. Microsoft breaking highs as well. This is why Comcast, I think, will go out of business eventually. Is because I could get a no contract based fiber optic service that gives me these stats. I got 850 download speed right now and a 930 upload speed. So I could have stats like that, $90 a month, no contract with fiber optic companies. That's why I think Comcast will eventually go out of business. Oh man, Microsoft is pumping up today, guys. You love to see it. Nvidia ripping up as well. Market's going really nicely, moving up. Yeah, Comcast, the worst company in the world. Yeah, and again, point is, it's not my stream. We're running at basically close to a gig, both sides, upload and download. We're almost a gig in both, over 850 each. So. No way. Yeah, but they have other businesses, but here's the thing, right? So like Comcast does have other businesses. That's true. But I think their other businesses are going to struggle as well. Think about it like this, bro. How big have streaming services gotten over the last 5 years, right? Conventional cable is going to be gone over the next 10, 15 years, in my opinion. I don't think people are going to use conventional cable anymore. Why pay $400 a month locked in contract for cable when you can spend $60 a month on YouTube TV, or you can spend, $70 a month for Fubo, or, something like that, right? You could literally, like what I did, I canceled Comcast and DirecTV years ago. And I canceled them because they would promise me a rate, and then they would say, yeah, it's going to be $130 a month, flat every month. And I'd be like, okay, great. And then the next month, my bill would be like $400. And I'd call them and I'd be like, yo, y'all promised me $140 a month. And they'd basically just deny that they ever promised me that. I blame it on the commission structure. They pay their customer service rep commissions. And so that's conflict of interest, and they're more likely to fudge those numbers so that they can keep earning commission from you. Market is popping up right now, guys. Look at the E-mini all the way up to 4,025. Market is ramping up here, guys. UNG's ripping up too. And so my point is, over that period of time, I got Hulu TV, I got Fubo TV, I got Netflix, I got Amazon Prime. I got all of that stuff for less than $130 a month. And I literally get way more content now than I ever got with Comcast. I can rent movies if I want to on Prime. I get more free content than I ever got on Comcast. And it's just so much better. And it's so much cheaper as well. No contract. I can cut it whenever I want. Because of that, I think Comcast is going to go away eventually. I think contract-based cable services as well as contract-based internet services are going to go away eventually. All right, guys, market is ripping up. You love to see it. Again, hopefully we go green at the open. My UNG trade's turning out pretty well too. Yeah, most of the time, like Comcast, DirecTV, like they're just taking advantage of the elderly, because the elderly don't know any better. Like the elderly a lot of the time don't understand that like you can get so much more stuff from streaming services at this point in time than you will ever get from a cable TV service. That's what they're counting on, I'm not going to be specific about who my internet is, just for a few different reasons. I've got a local fiber optic company that charges me $90 a month flat, no contract. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes. Market is pushing up, breaking highs again. You love to see it. Green from GDP reports. And again, this means that we are fearing inflation because we had less than expected GDP growth and the market's now moving up. It took a little while. It was a little bit of a delayed response, but we are moving up. Again, Google at highs. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I'm going to repeat myself a lot on the stream. One love. It's just because, I mean, we're here for 4 hours a day. You know, eventually we're going to run out of stuff to talk about, except for recent stuff. No, I have HBO Max too. I have all of them, to be honest. I have HBO Max, Hulu, Fubo, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and then I got one more. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I've got all of them. And even with all of them, it's still less than like $150 a month. Yeah, I'm in Central Standard Time. I mean, not Eastern. Well, they tell you it's $79 a month, and then they charge you for a bunch of other costs, and then they add to it. Again, guys, we made a video calling exactly what just happened. All right, I'm going to turn this into a short, and I played it a couple times yesterday, and I'm going to keep playing it. If you're tired of hearing it, you're going to keep hearing it. All right. Again, bears don't like this because they want to act like I've just been perma-bull and that I never say the market's going to go down and that they want to say I told you so bad. But it's like, you know, again, the good thing about social media is that it's all documented. And so, again, I'm going to play this again just so people can see, like, yo, I'm not lying here. I 100% called this move. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. All right. So, again, if you don't believe me, 100% called this move, and I can prove it here very easily with this. Where to go? So check it out. So this was me last Thursday. All right. So this was me literally last Thursday. We said this. All right. So we said this last Thursday. All right. So just to put this in perspective, we said this last Thursday. Okay. And for a long on the SPY. Oof, I'm not gonna. Like I said, I told people this is what I would expect to happen. If we're going to continue on this trend, at least, I think what I would expect to happen is a dip down to 400. I think, again, this was when the SPY was at 410 the last 4 months. If we really look at the market, I would expect something like this to happen, right? So far we have pumped up for a while now. Market breaking highs too for a while now. Consolidating into this here. We're about right here now at 410. I guess what I would expect is a pullback to 400 right here. And then maybe we get a bounce at 400. We could also break down a little bit, but I think this is where we'll start to kind of go like this. And then maybe we'll make another leg up and continue like that. Maybe not. We could just dump down here and just kind of. When you're right, you're right. I like it. Like I said that last Thursday, to be specific. And that's exactly what we got. We dropped from 410 down to roughly 400. We dipped a little bit underneath it, and now we are bouncing back to 401s or whatever we're at now. So again, we were absolutely right about it. Again, it kind of shows you how you have to look at the market sometimes. Like you can't just be permanently in one direction. You have to go back and forth and understand, like, when the market pumps up too big, the momentum's on the downside short term. And when the market drops too much, the momentum then is on the upside. Market's still pumping up. Because I thought 400 was a natural pivot point. If you look at a daily chart, I think 400 was a natural pivot point. It's also a psychological level. And I thought that at 410s, we were too extended short term to continue pushing up, that we needed a reasonable pullback. And that's exactly what we got. All right, guys, market's breaking highs again, or at least testing it. We'll see if it continues. But again, it kind of goes to show, like, listen, I trade the market every day. Every day, every economic release, it's going to crash. The market's going to crash, right? You got to tune them out. Again, they're most of the time just really extended holding put options. A lot of them don't live in the US, and so they kind of want to see the world burn a little bit. Some of them do. Some of them disagree with the political party that currently is here, and so they want the market to crash so that that party looks bad, or whatever the reason for pushing for a crash is. You get a lot of people that just kind of scream crash, crash, crash. And again, if you look at the trend, we're actually in an uptrend since October of last year. We've been moving up basically since then. On a yearly perspective, we're on a downtrend, right? So on a yearly perspective, we're moving down, right? And then when you zoom out even more, we're on a longer term uptrend, obviously, because the market goes up long term. But again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying we're not going to crash. What I'm saying is that regardless of whether we crash or not, you're going to have people telling you we are. All right, guys. Microsoft just broke highs again. You'll love to see it. We're basically break even on Microsoft now. If we get some more green action today, we'll start covering it. All right, guys. We got 7 minutes here. 7 minutes, team. Yeah, I'm still in my UNG trade. Making moves. Looks good. All right, guys. So UNG finally pulling back a little bit. Nvidia at 233s. Let's see if we get like a pullback. We have this little pullback zone right here, maybe. That looks like a reasonable dip buy spot. Again, I think in the short term, the market's not big. But most stuff is very green on the day so far. So again, we'll see if we bounce. We got time. Yeah, and again, I think bears did I think I argue with bears sometimes, and I think what happens is that they really want to say that I told you so. And so they want to act like I just think the market's just going to never endingly go up. And that's not true. Like the market moves in waves. I'm pretty neutral on the market. It's not like I'm holding anything that's really going to get impacted if we crash that big. But the way I look at the market is in a swing trading term. So it's like if we go up for 2 or 3 days in a row, big percentages, I'm going to assume we're extended on the upside and that a reasonable profit-taking pullback could happen. That's why I made the call on Thursday, is because we had pumped up for the last couple weeks, really, gone up to 4/10, right? And so it's reasonable to assume, okay, well, now we're going to get a correction pullback short term. And that's how you have to look at it. And then we just keep kind of doing that over and over again, on the downside as well. Like if the market drops for 2 or 3 days in a row, then we say, okay, well, now the momentum is going to be on the upside now, and the extension is on the downside, and you kind of keep using it like that. And you look at a daily chart, you look at a 15-minute chart, you look at a 30-minute chart, and you can kind of gauge the trend using that kind of system. And it works. It works really well for me. Can't guarantee it's going to work for you, but that's what I do to kind of make these predictions. And that's why we made the prediction we did on Thursday, is because we had pumped up for a few days in a row, and it was just time for a pullback. CVNA, I don't know. And see, I'm not holding CVNA anymore. I really have no idea what it's going to do. So I genuinely don't know. All right, guys, the market's pumping up more here too, which is great. SPY up to 401.50s right now, testing that high. And again, you can kind of see we're not perfect with our pullback level here. But again, what did we tell you guys? We thought a support level right around here. And look at what we do. We pulled back to that exact level. We bounced. Not exact. We're a little bit off, but by maybe $1 on the E-mini or something like that. And so again, you can kind of see the psychology and how we trade. All right, guys. SPY just broke highs again at the 40160s right now, looking strong. Google started to move up too. We're also in. We bought Lyft as well a couple days ago. Lyft is very green on the day too. All right, guys, we are now effectively green in Microsoft. We are now green in Microsoft here. Opening bell is in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes for the opening bell. SPY still pumping up. Give a non-biased opinion on the AMC chart. Sure, bro. That's my favorite thing to do, bro. All right, let's talk about it here. Microsoft breaking highs. Finally getting a little bit of a dip. But again, here's AMC. Okay. AMC traders will say, we'll go like this. All right. Number one, the daily chart looks horrible for AMC. Absolutely horrible. Is what the daily chart looks like. Terrible looking daily chart for AMC. All right. But they'll say, hold the line, hold the line, moon, 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 hold the line. Apes never leaving, hold the line. Apes never leaving, hold the line. Apes never leaving. You know, that is the AMC chart, sir. All right, guys, we got about a minute left, about 1 minute. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. Good luck. SPY testing highs of the day again, mostly brought upon by Nvidia. All right, guys, SPY just broke highs again here at the opening bell. There's the open. Again, we'll see if it continues back up, but again, Ford is actually fighting his way back really nicely too here. Again, getting some chop at the open. We'll give it some time though. Yeah, Google's down. But again, we're pretty close to break even on Google already anyway. It's just kind of going back and forth between the chop. Google's a long-term hold, and it's not a huge position that we're already took profit on already once in it. So in terms of swing trading, it's the least significant of them that I have. All right, guys, watching moves. Opening bell starting here. Again, will we push up? I'm hoping for a red to green move and some stuff, but again, we're up mostly in almost everything that we're in. We're up a lot in most of the stuff that we're in swing trading. But I'd like to see a little bit more of a pop up here. I think we got to watch Nvidia here. Nvidia is just so strong. But again, as I suggested a few times, now that we're gapping up big, a lot of the time we're going to pull back at the opening bell. Not saying it's like a certainty, but when we gap up this big, a lot of the time we're going to pull back afterwards. So we're going to try to let that happen, let that play out. right, so we got that pullback zone right here that might work. See, Nvidia does a red to green. I might buy 2 contracts, hoping that we do a red to green move. Yeah, I mean, a pullback is most likely, I would say, right now. Just because we're up so much already that, like, based off of extension, a lot of the time we're not going to hold gains perfectly, that we're going to pull back a little bit and then maybe do a red to green move if the strength continues or vice versa. So that's essentially what we're in now. We bought a couple shares of the micro E-mini, but again, I think a pullback's the most likely scenario. All right, a big retracement back up here. That looks strong. I am using Quant Tower for features. This is Quant Tower. All right, so nice little pop back up. Microsoft testing highs here. We're going to go and take a piece off of that. Microsoft is ramping up. I just took half off of Microsoft here. We just took a little bit off the position. Just because we're already green in it. And we might as well capitalize on the green action. Gonna let it roll, see if the market can do a red to green move of some sort. We could ride back to 410. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's possible we do, you know. All right, Nvidia trying to hold here. Yeah, we bought the dip. We're in 1 contract left. I might add a little bit more to this so we get some more pop. There we go. Nvidia started to creep up like it might do a red to green move. All right, so we took 2 contracts here. We're going to let it consolidate. Looks like it was a good move to take a little bit off of our Microsoft trade into that spike at the opening bell. Market started to turn a little bit. All right, back up to about break even now. Gonna let it roll a little bit, see if we can rebound here, but I don't know if it's good to buy anything right now. I have no idea, man. All right, so market's starting to flush back down here. We took a little bit of profit at the open, but again, I will say, again, the momentum's probably on the downside today just based off of how much we're up already. We're up from like 398.50s to 401.50, so we're up like $3 a share on the SPY, which is extensive. Generally, when we get stuff like that, we get at least a small correctional pullback at the opening bell and then like maybe a red to green move. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen here, but generally, that's how the market behaves. So we'll see, but yeah, patience. Yeah, the thing to understand about this is like something for new traders here. Like new traders see a gap and they say, oh, it must be strong. It's gapping up 2% or 3% or 30% or whatever it is. Experienced traders see a gap like that and they say, okay, we might be a little bit extended now. Let's look for a correction back down and then maybe buy it up or however you want to approach it, right? Like that's generally how traders look at stuff like that. And it's important for new traders to not just kind of blindly see a gap and then think strength and understand like the nuance behind it of extension. But yeah, we'll probably cut this pretty fast. Small little trade on this account, and weakness is starting to show up, so we'll cut it and just chill. I didn't get the plaque yet. I did get the check mark though. No plaque, but check mark. Official. Plaque. I already signed up for the plaque. So it's like they'll be sending me my plaque sometime soon. So I've already signed up for it, but to be honest, this is usually a spot where I would short. So I guess I'll try to, but I also understand that like we're still close to the open where if we're gonna get choppiness, it might be right now. But hopefully we can get some follow through. There we go. Nice. Go ahead and cover half of that. We'll go ahead and cover the rest. So just made our money that we lost originally at the open back. So pretty flat now. Letting time play out here. Getting some chop though. Y'all be careful. All right, so starting to get a little bit of a retracement here. I'm watching it, but I might short back into this. There we go. We got 2 contracts short, or 1 contract short now. We might add when I bounce back, that is. Right around break even here. Getting a little bit of short positions. And Google started to bounce back. So Microsoft started to bounce back. Google's bounced back a little bit too. But flat so far, 1 contract here. Go. Oh, no. We'll go ahead and add to this. We'll take 2. All right, so here's the red to green move. I'm going to just cut this and wait. I see a lot of stuff starting to bounce back here. I see Nvidia starting to get back over VWAP here. Microsoft testing it, so we'll just kind of hold tight. Wait until we get a longer term trend that shows up. Microsoft back over VWAP here, back over 255s. Starting to see some rebounds here. We'll see if we flush or what, but hard to find a trend right now. So we just made a little bit on the E-mini, on the regular E-mini. Look at the flush that just happened. Do we have any other economic data today? I don't think so. Let me see. No, nothing really. We got crude oil inventories at 11. Hey, you gonna come on stream? Sorry, Carol came in and she was talking to me. I just scalped a few different positions here. One on the micro and then one regular simultaneous to it, actually. So we just went green on the day. We just brought ourselves back to green on the day. We are up. You can kind of see our P&L right now. We are up about $50 on the day on that trade. Kind of shorting into the strength and then covering around the lows, kind of attacking that range. Yeah, Nvidia holding, Microsoft pumping up with it. I'm going to go ahead and take another little piece off of Microsoft. If we could tap over this high real quick. All right, so we just covered a little bit more on Microsoft. If you want to see the Microsoft trade in action here, just so you know, you're going to have people that are going to critique me or whatever it is, but like, just to show you the trade. We got 75 shares left. We had much more shares than 75. We're up about 500 on the day, about 100 on the remaining shares. So letting that ride up. Down on Google today, but it's not much. Google, where you're currently down on the day, about $100. So we're all right. We'll let Microsoft work on the rest. We've already taken profit to protect the trade, and now we can just be really patient on the rest of it is what we're going to do. But again, we took profit already. We locked in some profit. Now we're less worried about it. SPY's at 401s right now. I don't think it's going to hit 398s. It could, but all right, the trend is going to be on the downside, but eventually I'll guess I'll short here and see if we follow this trend short term. But one contract of the micro is not, you know, something to necessarily worry about. The SPY still looks pretty strong. I guess we'll cover this. Yeah, looks like a reversal incoming. So a big pump up. Nvidia pumping up. SPY pumping up. Microsoft pumping up. You see our average on Microsoft currently is 254s or so. We're at 255.50s. Looking good here. Market started to rebound pretty big here. All right, big pump on the upside. Yep, there's the reversal I talked about. We told you guys we cut the short trade because of potential reversal here. I'm going to go ahead and take another 15 shares off of Microsoft just to lock in a little bit more, you know, help the trade a little bit. We got 60 shares left. Nvidia just ripped up. You know, and I mean, this is generally what happens with my swing trades, right? It's like people, like what happens is like I take swing trades and then people try to make fun of me if I'm like down short term. They're like, aha, you're down. And then it's like over like a 2-week period, they just kind of slowly kind of, you know, go back up and then it's just crickets afterwards. So, hey, you love to see it. Greed on Microsoft now. Locking in profit this morning. Letting Ford happen, letting Google happen, but market is ripping up right now, flying up. We'll look to buy a pullback here, try to attack a cup and handle breakout. The market just broke highs. That's typically how it goes, man. It really is. Like, again, a lot of criticism when I first take the trade. If I'm red in the trade in the first few days, they're like, aha, you're red. And it's like, bro, just wait. And then over time, it's like we slowly scale out of it and then kind of quiet. Microsoft breaking out more here. Weird. Do I take another 10 shares off of this? I'll show you the trade as we take out. I'm going to go ahead and lock in a little bit more on this rip. Wait, let me switch it to day. There we go. All right, just took a little bit more off at the top. 50 contracts, 50 shares left. We're going to let the last 50 work a little bit more. If you look at our swings on the day here right now, guys, we are currently up $540 on the day. I will take it. We'll take another 10 shares off here. Just lock it in. We'll hold 40 shares and we'll let the rest work. That'll protect us enough. Love it when you roast people who go against your trades. They disappear. Like, yeah, 100%, man. It's all good, bro. Like I said, I think for whatever reason, some people just hate individual stocks, you know. And so it's like they overestimate the likelihood of their downfall. And so it's like when Google pulls back, I'm buying this thing up, man. When Disney pulls back, I buy it up. When Microsoft pulls back, I buy it up. And again, most of the time I'm green within a couple weeks. Again, we'll look to buy a little dip here on the SPY if we can, but we haven't really got one yet. Here's a pullback. Right, we'll buy this. One contract small. Start it off with one, and then maybe we'll add if it continues to dip. Google's starting to rip back up too. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more on the pullback. 2 contracts, maybe get into like 3 or 4 here. See if we retrace back to the upside, which it kind of looks like we're doing. Take 3. We'll let that sit. We're not going to add more to this. So yeah, we're out of a majority of our Microsoft position now, which is nice, you know. So we have to worry about it less. Now, we just covered most of that one. We'll get out the rest there. So we are now up a little bit more on the day. Not a ton, but green nonetheless here. So you can kind of see our intraday P&L. We're about 65, so nothing too crazy. Might add a little bit more here on this pullback. Let's see if we get it. I'm going to add there. We're going to take a little bit more here. And a little bit more there, and then we're going to stop adding right there. Google started to rebound too. Almost green on Google on the day as well here. cut another one. Still in one contract here. Might add again on the pullback if we can. That's 2 contracts. Not gonna hold it super long if it does dip more though. Flat. I'm gonna cut that. Okay, so we just got out quickly there. Again, up about $80 on the day now. A lot of stuff's green on the day. We're kind of sitting tight. I just made another $30 just now scalping the regular E-mini. Very quick short-term scalp. So you can kind of see we are up now about 111 on intraday trading. Microsoft testing the highs of the day again. You love to see it. Google actually pushing up. About to be green in Google, like I said. We're pretty close to it. Microsoft up to 256.20s. Again, I'm going to be really patient with the last little bit. Netflix, I don't know. I'm going to have to post that short today, man. That short about that call, because I was exactly right, bro, on Thursday. Microsoft just broke highs again. Netflix is just following the market, I think, but I don't know. There might be news. All right, I went ahead and took another 10 shares off of my Microsoft trade. Just to lock it anymore, and I'll try to be much looser with the less. If I have a weakness here, it's not being patient enough, letting it really maximize profits. But again, I think my accuracy, justifies how I trade. We're in one contract. We might add a little bit more in a dip here. Oh, we are in 4 contracts. Oops, did not want that big of size, but let's see if it works out, man. I did not want this big of size. Break even now. Trying to push up more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I didn't want that big of size, so I only wanted 2 contracts. So we'll go ahead and take that off just because we're green and we didn't want that larger size. Microsoft breaking highs again. We'll give the last 2 a little bit more time. There we go. Finally getting a dip here. I could add to it, but I think it's too risky. I don't like the look of this, so I'm just going to cut that one. Microsoft over top again. Really strong opening bell today. I just scalped a little bit more from the E-mini, catching that retracement dip. So we are now up about 140 on the day in stocks, or in futures, I mean. Again, if you want to day trade futures, the E-mini is how you do it. The E-mini, you're essentially day trading the S&P 500. It's how you get exposure to stocks and day trading without restriction by the PDT rule. So there's no PDT rule in futures. You can day trade in short. Top Step is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They've been around for over 10 years. Most people are not going to be able to get funded, but what they do is they give you a demo and they test you. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that, again, most people aren't going to be able to get funded because most day traders lose. But that's kind of the point, is that it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step. You still have some pressure. It's teaching you how to perform under pressure. You still have some pressure, but you're not risking thousands of dollars like you would if you tried it with real money. And so, again, they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on their demo, they while past the rest of their testing, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. It's very cheap, so it's not the end of the world if you lose it. The base package is less than 140 bucks a month. It's even cheaper. You can start all over and reset it for 100 once you sign up. And so, again, if you want to check them out, learn more about it. They are a sponsor of my video. I'm definitely biased in their favor, but here's the link. Check them out. Very good day for me all the way around. Again, we're up about 600 in stocks, up about 140 in futures. All right, so pull it back here. Again, we slow down at our trading at this point. We could buy a dip here. I use my own style. Everybody's a little bit different, though. Yeah, I'm in natural gas, too. I'm green on the day. Natural gas seems to be pretty slow, though, right now, right? Oh, it's green. We're green in it, too. But again, for those that, like, here's Microsoft currently. Again, up about 135 on the last 25 shares, up about 550 on the day for Microsoft here. If you want to look at my actual trade, day trading, up about 140, a little bit less than that, maybe. Yeah, that yesterday's when I bought natural gas. I bought it in after hours yesterday. Talked about it a bunch. You know, the idea was that it was extended on the downside. Finally getting a flush, but again, I've already scaled out of a large majority of Microsoft, and there's no way we're going to be red on the day on Microsoft. No chance unless we just get something catastrophic. But either way, we're only at 25 shares left of Microsoft. Green on the day, starting to get a flush back down to the volume weighted average price. And so again, we'll see. But yeah. Gonna retracement back up there, so that looks good. The only trade we're really red on is Google today, and then we're pretty neutral on it. We're down like $40 on the day on Google, which when you consider being up almost 600 on Microsoft, you know, kind of like a strangle play there where we're taking both sides of the AI conversation, Microsoft and Google. Got a little trend here. If this trend continues to play out, which again, I'm not guaranteeing it will, but you can kind of see the trend here. And then you can kind of see it here. That's the trend I see right now. It's right there. Can you guys see that? That's the trend that I see right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't guarantee it's going to make money or anything or that it's going to work, but that's the trend I see. Question is, do we buy stuff at the VWAP here? Should we or not? I don't know. So yeah, check it out. Again, check out Top Step funded account program. It's just an easy way to test yourself. Like the big problem with most new traders is that they lose money in the beginning, and losing is like a almost necessary thing because it teaches you risk management. When you lose a lot, you don't want to lose it again, you know. And so it teaches you risk management. And so one of the ways you could save money on that and not lose tons of real money is trying these funded account programs. It still gives you some pressure, but not like the full extent of losing thousands like most new traders do. The futures market is essentially day trading the S&P 500 if you trade the E-mini, but you can also trade oil, gas. You see I'm up on natty gas. You can trade that in futures too. There's no PDT rule in futures, so you can day trade it. And that's what a lot of people gravitate towards futures for. But again, check out the link in the description if you want to, try that out. Great way to help support the channel as well. But again, we've already scaled out of most of our long trade on Microsoft, and we've already scaled out of most of Microsoft, so we're going to enjoy the day, I think, here, guys. Also, guys, check out Chart Prime Trading View Indicator Service. Super useful, man. And again, if you look at this, if you look at what Chart Prime actually does, man, it's super cool. It's a trading view indicator service, so you can use it in stocks, crypto, forex, futures, all that good stuff. I use it a lot with my futures trading as well. But again, like you can see how accurate it is just in pre-market this morning. You know what I mean? Like again, I can't guarantee you're gonna make money, but here's Chart Prime today, right? So like look in pre-market. I like using them in pre-market because range is a little bit easier to predict in pre-market. But look, bearish engulfing candle here, drop. Possible reversal up, big bounce. Possible reversal up, bounce. Possible reversal down, drop. Possible reversal up, bounce. Reversal up and a bullish engulfing candle, bounce. And you can see we bounced over the next like couple minutes there too. Like look, all the way up to this one. And so again, very useful. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I'm certainly biased in their favor because they pay me money and they're a sponsor of mine. But again, it's relatively cheap. The base one is like 30 something a month. To get what I have here is like $30 a month right now, I think, or something like that. You can find the links for both of those in the description. I love you all. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we do have PCE data. If you don't know what PCE data is what the Fed uses to determine how bad inflation is currently getting, right? So the PCE data, very relevant data, will influence the market some. Inflationary gauge. And so it's important data. So again, tune in tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate everybody joining me here today. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate the love and support. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Help the growth continue here, team. Help us keep growing. We appreciate the love and support. We got PCE tomorrow, big day, relevant day. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Green and everything all day today. I will take it. Again, y'all be safe. Love you all. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Again, my big thing here is like we have commercials. And just like a radio channel, we'll have commercials on average about once every hour, which is a very reasonable thing. I always tell people, look, I'm not, I'm certainly biased in their favor. They are sponsors of mine. They pay me money, all that good stuff. But what we try to do is we try to keep a free resource and community where we don't charge for courses. We don't have paywalls behind content. It's all free, guys, here. I don't even claim to be a good trader. I definitely don't claim to be an expert. I joke around that I'm the top 3, but it's just a joke. It's sarcastic, obviously. Good luck. I love you all. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck.